Welcome to Swiss Miss Gaming Season 2, Episode 3. We had a title for this one.
My Beautiful Dashit Twisted Fantasy?
No, that wasn't it.
No,
It
was something.
Oh my God.
Because we're combining two episodes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, we're giving the patrons what they don't deserve.
That's correct. You fucking sluts.
Quality content.
No.
I don't know. It was something Dashit.
I don't remember.
Swiss Miss is the...
Dashit, yeah.
NCA is Dashit.
I'll take it.
That's pretty
We'll roll
lame.
with it.
Pretty
Alright,
sure
that'll
that's
be
it.
the name. Fuck it. We'll figure it out.
We'll do it live, as we always do. We have a new microphone set up. We have a fourth mic for Morgan. If you're on Twitch, let us know when the audio sucks.
My bad. I just pulled it up on Twitch.
Send a link, you novices.
Oh,
to
yeah.
Discord.
Can you do that? Because I don't have it on me. Okay, so where do we want to start?
I can do it.
Yeah, you do it.
All right, so
So obviously we're not picking up after Adepticon. We never did our last episode.
we were perhaps a little bit too drunk and too tired.
mostly tired.
Mostly exhausted.
A little bit of both.
I was the only one who showed up to the last day of the tournament with a bottle of medicine.
Medicine, yes?
Oh, dude. So that was one of my... one of my most amusing interactions with all of Adepticon is it was my second to last game, and some people walked over to me, and they had a plastic bag full of Miller High Life. And they just asked me, hey, you're the first person we saw. Would you like this beer? And me, being a gentleman, and not wanting to waste anything.
Quality beer.
Very high quality beer.
Not high life, but high quality.
I accepted. And it was just a thoroughly enjoyable time. I'm really glad that we went. I can't wait to do it again in a little bit less than a year.
Can I just say, it was so satisfying drinking the bag of beer at our table while in the last game.
You just railed me.
With the list I told you would rail you.
Correct. Oh, and it did.
That on the air, I was like, hey, Bruce, what would you do about this? And you're like, I guess I'm fucked. And that's how we ended Adepticon. And I was drinking your free beer. Thank you.
So our,
And yes, there were bloody towels as well.
so our final placement, let's briefly go over that. So John did the best of us. What place did you get in?
10th.
10th, he had 3 wins, 2 losses, and
Yes.
2 of his wins were against us.
Yeah, so thanks to the Swiss Miss crew for collaborating with me on this.
So what I'm hearing is only a Swiss Miss player can beat a Swiss Miss player.
No, that is not true.
No, oh
that
my
is false.
god.
I certainly lost to other people.
Yeah, we all
Shut the fuck up.
hella lost.
I took second place with, what was it, 16th? Was it 32 people, or was it
You were-
You were
14?
17th out of...
17th out of 34.
Out of 34. Yeah.
I was exactly in the middle.
Yeah,
Precisely in the middle. Perfectly average. 2 wins.
which comes back.
Yep, 2 wins, 3 losses. It was good. I think next was Bruce.
That's correct.
But Bruce and Morgan were like neck and neck. They were,
Yeah.
You were like 2 or 3 ahead of me. I was
Yeah.
like 22nd or 23rd.
But in reality, you still beat me out for a variety of reasons.
Yeah, so they got in the 20s. Our average score was exactly average, too.
Yeah,
You
so-
average us together, we were exactly in the middle.
On average, we are the average Infinity, which I would say gives us a weird legitimacy. Because we're just good enough to know maybe
are the
what we're talking
standard.
about, but also just dumb enough that challenge us.
We'll
maybe
never
we
know
have
if
ideas,
Carl's
maybe
good
we
or bad.
don't.
I had nothing.
And I think
Without me,
too,
we are the same.
like,
But I'm
one of
also the most average.
One of the things about this tournament was we were wrong about Shock Army.
Yeah?
Yep.
Well, I don't know.
No, we were
John
wrong.
won the least against people not in the Swiss Miss Gaming crew. Maybe we shouldn't take his opinion.
I got
It's a
crushed.
Fair.
I got crushed by Shock Army.
Oh yeah, you also lost to Shock
Oh,
Army.
First round.
So
Totally
yeah,
crushed.
no, we have a 0% win rate against Shock Army right now.
I never
Best
played.
faction in the game. Nerf Shock Army.
I bet if Bruce and I played him, we would have both won our games.
Oh,
we
sure.
were
I would've
exactly average.
railed
I'm sure. I'm sure.
Well, that's not what happened, gentlemen. I got my
Meet me
ass
on the Aristea court, any of you.
But Morgan's the real winner because he won best opponent.
I did.
You got a
It was
medal
awesome.
for it. It was very cute.
I did. Super
Yeah,
cool
we're all
medal.
jealous.
Yeah.
Super
I was
stoked.
hoping
Sounds
I was
pretty
in the
cool.
running for it, and I bet I was.
You probably were. I'm sure a ton of people got 3 votes.
Okay, no, more
Me and-
importantly, shut the fuck up, Carl. let Morgan have his moment.
No, I'm just saying.
You ungrateful piece
It's
of
awesome.
shit.
Yeah, hey, remember that time Morgan won a thing? I totally could have got it, but like.
No, I said I was in the running.
How dare
I
you?
should have gotten
Let's
it.
here's your equal opportunity,
Yeah,
cake,
no, that's
Carl.
fair. That's fair.
So to be fair, I also won on army points because I tied, and I wish I knew the guy's name. They said it, and I was so
That's right,
like
because two people have the same
hyped
number
that
of
I didn't-
votes, right?
I don't
Yeah.
think they named the other guy.
I think they did. I think they said
don't
his-
think they did.
They
I
didn't.
think they kept that anonymous. They were like, well, it's real
one
tight.
other person was awesome, and I just beat him
Only
on
one,
army
though.
points.
Fuck everyone
Because
else.
they were like,
else
we had
was
to go down to
terrible.
army points, and I was like,
But
was
why?
it who had more? They didn't
I lost
answer.
a lot
so-
of games. Yeah. No. Yeah. It was really cool. I was really excited to get that. That's the Adepticon. That's the best award at Adepticon for any game. I
Yes,
think.
100%.
Doesn't matter what game. So I'm
The only thing
super
better is being
excited.
first place and best opponent, which
is
You're
impossible.
not going to get, by
Yeah.
the way.
And then
Good
best
luck.
painted, and then you're just then you just
You're
bite
just
those
three- you
medals,
got
you
three
flip
medals,
everyone off,
yeah.
and you never show up again.
Pull
You
your
just
pants
quit
down.
gaming.
Yeah, you sell your army on eBay. You're like,
Oh.
fuck this game.
I need to fix something. I gave the wrong person credit for the tables, and he PM'd me and let me know that. Jim. And he is super cool. Jim is the one who painted all the badass.
They were so good.
Tables.
And that shit's incredible. Hey, I ripped
Yes.
off one of your tables, by the way. I think because I have those. Same...
You totally ripped off.
You did.
No, I literally used pictures of your table as reference, by the way. So
And
thank you.
worked with
As
our boy
most people
Benjamin at Robot House.
Robot
moving
House.
into our
Yeah.
sponsorship deal.
Oh, real quick, just before I mention that, I think I said I would shout out Clay
Oh, okay.
because of some meme. He was like, "Oh, like something about getting shouted out on podcasts." So Clay,
Who?
hello,
Oh, Clay.
Clay.
Clay? That's Cray.
Hey,
Clay
Clay.
listens to us?
Clay Cray. I don't know. I'm gonna tell him that I shout him out.
Yeah, listen, you little
So
bitch.
hey, if you're listening,
Give
cool.
him the
Congratulations
timestamp.
on your yellow belt.
You know, it'll be...
Anyway.
Yeah, that's right. He did just get a
Yeah.
yellow belt. That guy's super cool.
So
That was
anyway,
a fun time at the free hotel bar.
yes, that was fun.
Him
Oh, that Clay.
giving you
Very nice man.
That Clay.
Love that man a lot. I came in hot. He was a great opponent to play against.
He whooped your
Yes.
ass.
He whipped my ass. It was a very good game. Really appreciate it. I take back everything I said. You were a lovely human.
He's the
I
one-
was thinking about a different Clay.
He's the one...
You told me the one we got drunk with at Nina's show.
No, other Clay.
His name is Clay. That was the dude who got trashed and bought 36 Jello
That
shots.
was a lovely man as well.
Yeah. Anyway, so Robot House, they're amazing. He just painted my Team Yankee stuff.
So in our Twitch chat, we one of the people who was at Adepticon actually played a mirror match against Shock Army.
Which is wild.
Played the same guy who also played Shock Army at Adepticon at an event called Dragonfall.
I remember that.
Ooh, where was this?
I don't know the full
Dragon
details.
Con is what I think you're talking about, and that's in
It's-
Atlanta.
I thought Dragon Con was anime.
Dragon
what-
Con is a lot of things.
What
Oh.
I am seeing is
But why was
Skyler
Van
is
Zandt
saying,
not there?
so funny enough, I had a mirror match against Shock Army as well, and I played the same guy at Dragonfall months ago. So
Oh
it's
no,
a
that's
rematch.
it's Tanako.
Yeah. He's in our Discord.
Yeah.
Did you draw?
He did not say so. This time, not against his Winter Force.
Did Shock Army not win against Shock Army?
The real important part is that Shark Army lost.
If it was a tie, that'd be great.
I believe the guy he played his name was Carl, who was the guy I was mixing the names up for the tables the whole time.
Not to be confused with this card.
Who was awesome, super cool. He
Who,
ran
you know,
who
the
was not
Drago
awesome.
tick bullying list. That was sick.
Yeah, that seemed neat. But other than that, yeah. If you guys are on the fence about going to events, go to events.
Just be prepared to lose.
Only one of us got COVID.
Yeah, it's true. I did get COVID. So, to all those people whose mouths I spit in, you should get
Listen,
tested.
we all got way up in each other's mouths, and all of us were fine except Carl.
We call that the Yorish luck.
I had COVID 2 months before.
Morgan and I
got
gave it
it
to
out.
each other.
Yeah, we had it nice. Right, got that out of the way right before.
Yeah,
we had to
got that
come.
done.
I'm
Here
living
we
in
go.
ignorance.
I would happily
Yeah, Bruce is
recommend
just
getting
immune,
COVID
apparently.
before travel plans. Get that out of the way.
Yeah, it was not... It was just so inconvenient.
Yeah.
What, COVID?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucks,
Yeah, it
dude.
sucks.
Welcome to the
No,
club
it
of people who
wasn't
hate COVID. It's a bitch.
Hot take.
I had it easy, honestly.
It's not that bad. It's just
No,
you
it-
feel good one day, you feel like shit the next, and I had a cold that was worse.
Just chug a bottle of like whatever.
But I'm
and
still-
go on.
Whatever. This is not medical advice.
No.
Sprite
I
and Campbell's chicken noodle soup.
I almost have a master's degree, so I'm pretty much a doctor.
In what? In what? In what?
Just chug a bunch of meth, and you'll be fine.
You can chug meth.
You
Chug
can.
meth?
Yeah,
Sure.
do it.
Figure it out.
You can chug anything if you're brave enough.
Yeah. What do you think the vaccine is?
Poison.
We're gonna get canceled on Spotify for our hot vaccine takes.
Chug a bottle.
I want to
Chug
get
a
flagged
bottle
for
of
Swiss
COVID
Miss Gaming introduces
disinformation.
the idea that the vaccine is in fact just methamphetamines.
Chug a bottle of Spanish
Swiss
perfection.
Miss Gaming is a COVID vaccine misinformation source. We're gonna get that Republican viewership real quick.
Oh hell yeah!
Ugh.
All right, let's move on away from the Joe Rogan podcast and towards NCA,
That's crazy.
NCA.
the home.
Hey,
Of the
happy
Swiss Guard.
happy fucking anniversary.
Yes, this
Yeah.
is our 1 year anniversary.
Ish.
We're not late.
Yeah.
It's crazy too because wasn't our first episode TAC?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And so,
Tacky start.
yeah. Tacky start.
which you spelled incorrectly at first.
Well, what's the right way to spell it?
Well, TAC. So
Who knows?
T-A-K. For
I thought it was
Tartary
TAK.
Army Corps.
Yeah, but like it's spelled differently in different languages. Sometimes it's C, sometimes it's K.
You do it the way Corvus Belli spelled it,
Which
Correct.
is wrong.
which is Spanish perfection.
Spanish, terrible Russian, but it's
That's
fine.
fine.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, who
fine.
cares?
I don't
It's fine.
care. Listen. You run that shit through Google Translate twice. I don't care.
Right? Okay, so Army Builder has core with a C.
Yep.
So I take back everything I said about
Oh,
Carl.
so it's TAC?
I don't know, homie. When I
knows?
was editing that episode, I
I-
changed it back and forth twice, gave up, picked one, stuck with it.
I
I
write
matched
K.
Army Builder.
I K all day.
All right.
I thought it was K too. But
All right.
And it's funny too because NCA also has a decent amount of camo stuff. Not really, but it has some
Yeah,
fun
it
camo
does.
stuff.
Yeah, NCA is like the tack
Yeah.
of Pano. No.
No.
So okay. No. So okay, I'm gonna run with this one. So TAC for
We can do this.
Ariadne is the sneaky midfield game.
You've got
not
your-
fair fight army, right?
You've got your surprise attack machine gun.
You got surprise attack machine guns.
You've got your what the fuck is that midfield?
You have board control,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
For
a
those
hidden
of
missile
you-
is board control.
Your hacking is all right.
For those of you not watching us because we're not actually doing video, Carl did some heavy finger quotation marks throughout that.
board control,
Yes. there we go.
controlling your boredom.
He's fingering the shit out of the air right now.
Yeah. The air consented though, so don't worry about it. But like, it kind of is actually,
Yeah.
in some ways.
I could see it.
Because they're not as like
I just don't think they have. I don't think
Garuda
Hino
or, like,
has that. I don't
Spetsnaz.
think.
they're different though.
Yeah,
they're just very different. Like
They're very
Peacemakers are
It-
in
like-
boats.
TAC is to Ariadne
Yeah.
as this is to Pano.
I got it. I get what you're saying.
If you had some
That was
spirit
a
energy.
horrible analogy.
Yeah.
It's fine. I get what he meant, and I think the whole world does too.
Yeah.
So
I
continue.
think everyone gets it but you, Bruce.
That's fair. I'm an idiot.
And also
Sit
Dashit.
down yourself, buddy.
Yeah.
So
we're
stop
gonna talk
voting for it,
We're gonna talk
Michael.
about Dashit. So fucking give us some time.
Love you.
Can
We're
we
gonna
get much higher?
We're gonna. I'm gonna shit on Dashit so hard.
Oh, I actually, okay, Dashit.
when I
like
get to my
Dashit.
army
I
list.
honestly, I opened Dashit and I was like, what the fuck am I going to do with this? And then
Oh,
as I kept
son.
going, I started to really get into
Yeah,
it. Like,
me
I
too.
really started
Then
to
I'm
dig
gonna
that
need
out.
cool.
your help because
Oh.
Biotech 4 is a nightmare.
For every
Oh my
army
god, are you
dude.
kidding me?
Suyons.
No, yeah, take
Take
Suya.
Suyons.
We're going to get there. We're going to
We'll
get there.
but you'll see the problem.
Ooh, I've got thoughts though.
We'll get there. All right.
I got Nick Murrow.
Before we dive in, Dragonfall is a smaller thing in the border between Wisconsin and Illinois.
Oh, okay.
And
That contested border area.
yeah, you gotta be
The
careful.
cheese wars, really.
The second cheese wars. The first cheese wars were
The first cheese wars was a political thing.
but the second
This is
cheese
this
wars,
is a pretty bloodless regime change.
millions dead. You bring up Velveeta and you get shot in the street.
as you should. And then also to
There's a movie about that
Taco-
starring Nicolas Cage.
Taco won, but barely.
Face
And
Off?
it was a double tag list, was very mean.
At Adepticon.
That's
No.
true.
Or at the
At Dragon.
Dragon.
I have no idea.
Okay, gotcha.
All right, NCA.
Yeah, let's
Dragon
get
Ball.
into it.
So let's go over all the units. Let's get in this.
Oh, we're just jumping right in there, huh?
What else are we gonna talk about?
I don't know.
Fusiliers. Fucking best line troop in the game.
No.
What's better?
What's better? You about to say Kappas?
If you say bikinis, I'll slap
was
you.
gonna
Ooh,
say
Kappas are up
Kappas.
there. Garudas are up there.
Kappas.
Garuda?
Garuda, try again.
Not Garuda.
Dakini.
Dakini.
I just said Dakini.
I was thinking Garuda.
Why?
I'm dumb.
Okay.
All right, so Dakini, I will
Hey,
take that one.
Ermendinos
You don't
are
think
line
Kappas are
troopers.
comparable?
You know what I mean?
Ermendinos are line troopers.
They shouldn't.
They're
be.
not.
They shouldn't be. They are.
They should be.
They are.
spec
Pull up,
trained.
you got army in front of you.
I do, but I'm
Pull
not
up. Tell
gonna
me.
pull it up.
Read
I
what
believe you.
Ermendinos are.
I don't need you.
Okay.
I don't need that.
There's some
I believe
others.
you.
There are some other line troops, like Zuyong's are line troops. I'm pretty sure.
Ooh, they might be heavy.
They're heavy
Ariadne
infantry,
grunts
line
aren't
troops.
though.
Yeah, they're garrison. I think you know what I meant though. For
Yeah,
your
no,
your,
absolutely.
Fusiliers
I'm
are
just
great.
being
your 10-ish point
Yeah.
shitty.
dude.
Swiss, or
Yeah.
Fusilier
These
missile
are the
launcher.
best bang for your buck. Dakinis
Yeah.
and I don't think anything else.
If
really...
you want to be able to use them in a pinch, yeah. Because like I would say like volunteers or metros or
volunteers,
moderators or something.
also
Those are, but they're like
6 points.
Yeah,
my
they're
guy.
6
points for
like,
a chain rifle. We're splitting hairs.
Yeah.
It's the Fusiliers are definitely really good, especially with the missile launcher.
You won't feel absolutely terrible having a Fusilier stand up and fight something if you're in a pinch and you have nothing else to
in
lose.
N3, I used to take Fusilier heavy machine guns.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like,
and you know what?
you could
Nowadays,
clear arrow nests, like, because people used to leave a bunch of flashball spots and shit standing.
yeah,
You
Dude,
just have your missile prone at start, stand up the heavy machine gun, and just mow shit down. Oh, you got stunned? Who gives a shit?
dude, I think Fusilier machine gun might actually not be a bad choice. Still,
Especially considering the fire team reworks.
That's what I'm
like
getting at.
having this pure core fire team.
right?
You have a bunch of really interesting options.
Especially in NCA, which has cool.
I think there's a better machine gun.
Well, sure.
Nah,
Sure.
But
I don't see it.
these guys are great. I mean, they're 10 points for a BS12. No other stat matters.
You hope no
Yep.
understand.
They're Whip 12. Whip 12 pretty relevant. You're going to take the hacker.
Yeah,
often.
I was gonna say that matters.
And Armor 1 is relevant. Fizz 10, who cares? CC 13, who cares?
No courage is mechanically relevant.
It is mechanically relevant, but there are so few troops in this category with courage. They exist.
Sure, I'm just saying.
Yeah. No, you would like if they had courage.
Right.
But you wouldn't want to pay 2 points for it.
Absolutely.
Right? Like,
Right.
Best bang for your buck. Combi rifles, you're going to take them a lot, I think.
Especially as cheerleaders.
As disguises.
And the paramedic is still
Paramedic
better
still
than your trauma
OP
doc.
somehow. Fort Observer having a deployable repeater. Don't forget about that deployable repeater.
it's cool, but you have so many repeaters already.
Just don't forget
Yeah,
about
but
it.
it's still
sure,
can be useful.
but you have a hacker in the team. Like,
You might not.
Depending.
okay,
The hacker, so 6th Sense hackers are still great.
yeah, agreed.
And you could have a very good repeater net.
Yeah, with peacemakers.
Peacemakers, AVA 3 flash pull spots.
Right? No, I'm on team
Are flash
Fusilier.
pulls
Absolutely.
repeaters?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
They're 6.6 repeaters.
Holy
Yeah.
guacamole.
Mimetism.
The biggest thing here, I think, is the missile.
Yep.
Because it's 15 points. Inexplicably, it is 15 points.
Yeah.
It is so inexpensive.
It's gross.
Yeah, it's very good.
I think our the Yuching line troop are theirs like 18 points or something stupid.
Zanshi are a little bit more expensive for point worse of BS as well. I think.
I think they're like 17 or 18 points.
Yeah, they are worse Fusiliers.
Most things are.
Sure. Yeah.
Most of that category of troop. The Zanshis, even things like Grunts. Grunts are a little different, but...
yeah, and in Twitch chat, apparently Varuna is the tack of Pano.
I would agree with that.
That makes sense.
I would agree with
Explain.
that.
No, you have more midfield camo. You have more camo in general.
Yeah.
That would be a better comparison than NCA.
Okay.
It's still pretty close.
So
I think.
NCA is the NCA of Pano.
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Got it. Just making sure I'm
Debatable.
following.
Get next to your mic. You're gonna talk shit, dude.
So I think Fusiliers are actually going to be really common. I don't know
Yeah,
if they're in
totally.
all of your lists, but I think if you... So one thing that I liked about the fire team change, did my Fusilier core stay the same?
yeah.
Yep.
I've even stopped running Blackfriars in them. Blackfriars fucking suck for me. I'm not
Oh,
saying
they're
they're
so
bad.
good. God,
You know
they're
what?
good.
Like without, even if you don't have MSV, if you're getting like smoke tricked or whatever,
Sure.
you got 6 cents.
Yes,
It's gonna
exactly.
be the same
You're not
deal.
getting smoke tricked.
Right.
You can just not stop smoke
Right.
advancing up the table.
Especially too, like I think the Blackfire FTO by themselves is a reasonable option.
Careful with the FTO because you can only get the multi-rifle. in the
No,
fire
no. So
team.
I'm saying that. I'm saying the
I'm
heavy-
buying those multi rifles.
I'm saying the heavy rocket launcher
Hey, JP Shock, man.
Yeah.
Big
option
deal.
though. Like
It's
that's
okay.
a fine solo piece for ARO if you want to risk it. It's not awful.
I like Blackfriars. I'm with you on that. Just in general.
You've not used them enough.
I have
So,
seen them work.
Blackfriars for me, and I've used them a lot. I field them almost every game I played in N3. I fielded at least one, and a lot of my games in N4. It's not even that they're bad on paper; they just suck for me.
Sure.
Like they just let me down.
Have you tried
Constantly.
getting good?
They even got buffed.
trying.
They got 4-4. I did better than you at Adepticon.
Ooh,
This
Vance.
army.
Holy shit, he just went there.
That's true.
Oh my god.
That is factual.
How's it feel being wrong? On air.
Pretty great.
Pretty standard.
I'll be wrong again. It's fine.
How
I'll
about
be wrong.
Devas? These are weird. I always feel weird about Devas.
Got a lot
It's-
of fucking profiles.
They
Okay.
have a lot of profiles. I don't really want to talk about all of them. This is a BS12, Fizz 11, thing. They have the physique of an Olympic athlete, according to the fluff.
Phys 11, baby.
Whip 15, Armor 2, BTS 3. Courage number 2, NWI. No shock immune.
And that's the rough part.
That's A-Left standard.
It's A-Lift, and they're inexpensive.
They're more expensive than I'd like to spend on the model.
Their
Right.
problem is they don't shoot good.
Yeah.
They hack good,
Okay.
but BTS 3 is okay. Like, it's fine.
The killer hacker, maybe.
I just don't think they're
only
doing-
the killer hacker.
Anything that you can't do cheaper somewhere else and do good enough.
Yeah, that's... for me, the standout profiles.
Right?
The hacker and the killer hacker. A killer hacker that can disguise itself with a boarding shotgun is actually pretty cool.
Super good.
Oh, sure.
And that's okay. Sensor is hilarious.
Uh-huh.
Whip 15 sensor is really funny on the triangulated fire sensor one.
Getting up to the places where...
Right. And surviving. And then
Yeah.
what do you do when you find something that can trade with you? Like...
Cry?
Cry.
Hope they don't have shock.
You move up, declare sensor, and they drop a shock mine in front of you, and you're just like, oh.
Beans.
Well, I found you.
Frick.
And then the mine's still in camo.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't appear
And
until the
chances are the thing you're fighting is worth less than your Deva.
end. The Spitfire MSV2.
It's cool.
It's cool.
But your NCA, you've got
Yeah.
MSV2 out the ass.
Sure.
Not out the ass.
We don't have MSV2.
You have...
There's
some-
one other model with MSV2.
Okay.
3 profiles.
You
Okay.
have the Aquila Guard.
He's thinking of MSV3.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Which is MSV2 plus 1.
Spoiler alert.
It's one more
It's
than
almost
two.
the
Yeah.
same as MSV2.
Yeah.
But it's not because it's 3.
It gives you worse Sixth Sense. And
Yeah.
We'll get there.
auto discover. Davis are weird. Is my big takeaway.
I don't think you're like throwing the game away by taking them. It's not.
The Deva Lieutenant is funny.
Yeah.
And I have taken the Deva Lieutenant with the Deva bot.
It also cannot be more obvious though.
Oh no, you take it on mission. Like, I would consider it on some of those missions where your lieutenant is known.
Oh, okay.
Or like a tactical link, or
Right.
you have chain of command in this army.
Oh, true. True.
And the Deva bot is kind of nasty.
Yeah.
Whip 15 could be very relevant on other missions as well. What can Davis fire team with? Nothing? Nothing. Excellent.
Cool.
Trauma docs, they suck. Don't take them. Take a paramedic.
Paramedics are better.
Yep.
Like,
Yeah.
you're a Whip 12 doctor.
And also, too, you can put a Fusilier paramedic in your core team
Yep.
and not break it. Or, sorry, not make it worse.
Or Bipandra's a wild card. And she's a doctor paramedic, combo that has better weapons and better armor. And
But 22 points.
yeah, but she can fire team, so she can get the
Well,
first
yeah.
2.
Yeah.
It's like you can either take a cheap Fusilier paramedic and be
Right.
better than this
Right.
for cheaper, or you can take a better doctor
Right. And still do this.
and do this, but in a fire team.
Yeah. Oh, I get you.
I don't like the trauma doc. They're okay if you want the Palbot.
Yeah.
That's
but
it.
do it by Pendra.
Yeah. Machinists. Again, Pano Engineer. These are a lot more relevant. You have tags in your army.
Yes, you do.
Your tags are fun. I don't think they're necessarily the best tags, but they are fun and
Yeah.
effective.
Super cool sculpts.
And they count as bolts.
I like Ulans.
And if you take the NCA ones, they count as bolts.
Sure, you pay 1 point to count
Yep.
as a bolt.
And get bioimmunity.
Which
And then you
actually
get
is,
veteran.
getting bioimmunity and veteran is
For 1 point.
humongous.
I'd say
Yeah.
veteran, huge, bioimmunity. It's fine.
You're armor 3 now.
Sure.
I mean, that's
That's
Sure.
a big deal.
that's
That's-
something.
that's a humongous
Line cover.
deal.
That's pretty great.
Sure. Bioimmunity OP.
That's a heavy
Acknowledged.
infantry.
A 1 wound heavy infantry.
Sure,
With
that's
Viz 10.
That's a heavy infantry though.
It's okay.
BS12, Carl.
BS12.
BS12.
They're okay. Yeah, I think 1 point is totally worth it. It's not like the I rag on the military orders ones
Right.
Yeah.
because that's 2 points for like
Nothing.
nothing.
You get really quality things.
Yes, this
About
1
1
point
point,
yep.
is big, although
Yep.
it isn't mimetism like most of the others get
Sure.
for 2 points. And
Sure.
mimetism's pretty good too, turns out.
Absolutely.
But veteran I think is really nice. Immunity to isolation is a really big deal.
Yeah.
And when shit goes tits up, also veteran very handy when your lieutenant gets Goomba stomped. Auxilia, I love these guys.
They're
Me
cool.
too.
So good.
I've had so much fun using these guys in my games.
Oddly good at close combat. 16. Don't worry about it.
Is good the word we use?
It's 3 better than a Fusilier.
Sure. That's,
And they can get burst too.
That's saying something. Okay.
Look, it came up, alright? I had an Auxilia
Okay.
getting Predator to death by some horrible thing.
How well was your life going at that point?
Very badly. Actually,
Right.
we both got every point we could have gotten on highly
Okay.
classified.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And he won on Predator bonus points.
That's insane.
So,
So the CC
So
16
good?
didn't help you.
no, not in the end. No. No, he then bludgeoned the shit out of the bot. These come in 3 flavors. Normal, combi rifle, your BS-11, Arm 1, and Whip 12. Combi rifle, Oxbot. Oxbots have heavy flamethrowers, and they're 6'4". Fucking nasty.
Which is so cool.
When these things come around a corner together,
Yep.
fucking yikes.
Yeah.
Your arrow choices are just hope you don't die.
Not to mention with that deployable repeater, if you're using
That's
them
only
to-
on the forward observer.
I know, but just to end a turn out. If you
That's
put a
huge.
deployable repeater down and then someone's trying to fight, now you have to get through whatever hacking.
Could be good for classifieds too.
Yeah.
Because these guys want to go up and trade. These are
Yeah.
your warbands. These are
Yeah.
Pano warbands.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're and sure as shit, they're really good at killing people.
Oh yeah.
I love the 15-point forward observer.
Agreed.
Because it wants to go up. It wants to trade with some idiot. It can bait out mines with its Oxbot friend.
Yep.
Right? Like your normal, easy defense.
Yep.
It can put down a deployable repeater. He has 15 points. Who cares? And then there's the lieutenant. It's okay. Half a
swig
swig
is
tax is
rough.
sucky.
When you could just take a Fusilier for your Whip 12 lieutenant,
There's probably a place. AVA total in this army. Just throwing that out.
It's been a problem with me trying to fit as many Auxilia as I actually want into my list in NCA.
You do run out of points for
They're
them.
so useful, but you need to.
Not have 12.
But they can't do it alone.
but you could.
If you're
Right.
if you're an
Really feeling
O12
it.
or Starmada player, these are like really shitty Raptors.
Yeah. But
Budget
for the
rappers.
points, right. Yeah, I was
Hey,
about to
it's
say, they're
only,
not shitty.
it's
They're
only
just
like
not...
3 less
But
ballistic skills.
The thing
It's only-
it's only 3 months.
They're literally one-third the cost. You can bring
And
3
the thing
Auxilla
is-
for 1 Raptor.
If one of these comes around a corner on a Raptor, Raptor's not happy.
No.
Yeah.
Because like heavy flamethrower plus combi rifle can kill your Raptor.
Unless
Yeah,
it's
you're
Hollow.
right.
Or, what is it? Not Hollow Mast. Jeez.
If you're
Cybermast.
Cybermast, yeah,
Cybermast.
that's
If you're
fine.
Cybermaster and you don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Whip 12, you're like...
Then
good
you
luck.
discover with the bot's really handy for discover. I know it's only Whip 11,
But you get two rolls.
you get the roll for the Auxilia and
Yeah.
the Oxbot. I discovered it for
It's
day
a
with
big
an
deal.
Oxbot or something.
That's cool.
Like it gives you another thing and 2 discovers in one order.
Right.
And you can discover different targets, right?
Yeah.
So that's also cute. Love these guys. CSUs,
So good.
very good.
Love CSUs.
I don't think they're.
They count as
Oh, they
Fusiliers.
do kind of.
Yeah, they do.
Cool.
Which is
Good.
cool as fuck.
Really
Although, I'm not. I've gone away from putting them in my Fusilier fire teams.
Ooh.
Something to know about Fusiliers we didn't talk about. AVA 5
Oh, sure.
Yes.
is actually
Not
relevant,
AVA 4 though. As
Not
not like Xanshi, but
Okay, I'll say this much.
but I have often wanted 6 Fusiliers, and it's like
I get that.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Something substantially
Backup
worth
runs.
mentioning for this army, in general, as a meta note, I've gotten my shit pushed in with CSU Nanopulsar.
I was gonna say-
I love the Nano Poster
And
profile.
that guy that is bareboat defense.
Yeah, so-
2 nanopulsars is honestly such a scary thing for area.
or
in
a
general.
breaker combi rifle.
Yep.
So there's a lot of profiles here. Feel free to look at them. They're BS12, Whip 12, Armor 0, BTS 3. Their cool profiles, I think, are the 2 specialist profiles. 11 points,
Yes.
rifle, light shotgun, specialist. Well, there's not much not to like there, right?
Yep.
And then you pay 4 extra points, which is a lot. But
But you get so
breaker
much.
combi rifle and a burst 2 nanopulsar?
ooh.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And so
This
you
thing-
have him in a Harris team, and all of a sudden this thing's
Or alone.
It's cool,
Yeah.
but I don't think you need it. I think you can
I like
No.
these guys alone because you never know what you're going to get with metachemistry.
Sure.
And, like, if you get bike legs,
Yeah.
just fucking go zoom up on
Oh
And
my
people.
for
God,
15
imagine-
points, you
or
can
imagine
go.
if you just get total immune.
Yeah.
I mean, you can
I
keep
don't
them near the
love
fire
total
team
immune.
until...
Armor 0 total immune. Eh.
Right. Uberfall kind of have that same issue.
Yeah.
It's
But still, that's sick.
it gets
is.
it gets better the more ludicrously like
And
stacked your fight is. You're already in a bad situation. It's funny.
The other reason I'm not super fond of fire teams with them is I really like push up with them, suppressive fire them.
Sure.
6th Sense, you can't smoke trick them.
Good point.
Mm-hmm.
And now you've got a breaker combi rifle and suppressive fire in the midfield.
Oh, yeah.
I love these guys.
And that's gross.
And they can duo together, which this is a duo I would consider.
I get that. It makes sense.
Because you can
both specialist operatives, or
I would do like the 12-point breaker rifle.
Yeah, I like that profile.
It's interesting to note that it's a breaker rifle, not a breaker combi rifle.
Yeah,
so,
but if you're
that
suppressing,
would
then who
screw me
cares?
up.
just like, well, yeah, but just be careful in your head, right,
Yeah,
when you're
right.
playing, because
that is an odd difference.
it is an odd difference.
That's 3 points.
But
And specialist. Wow.
yeah, bring a
That is weird.
specialist. You could do like a rifle light shotgun specialist duoed with the breaker rifle nanopulsar. You know, a
Sure.
23-point 2-order package that can go up the field, push buttons, and fight well above the
Right,
right class.
And they're
Yeah,
doing weird
Heresies
stuff
one
because
is
of
6.
metachemistry.
Right.
There's no metachemistry result that is not.
No, I can't. go.
If your gears are not turning, if you don't get your metachemistry result, and you're like, I can be real annoying with this.
I think the worst ones are probably the fizz ones, like +3 fizz. Like,
Sure.
it's fine. It's not bad. +3 fizz regeneration is hysterical.
Yeah.
Regeneration is hilarious. 6-4 super jump, funny. 6 BTS, funny.
Yeah. Move 8-4, climbing plus.
8-4 plus climbing plus is sick. Dogged plus
No.
total immune is great. NWI is great. Like, almost all of the results are
Good.
great, actually. And there's a few that are fine. So, I like these guys. I like them a lot. Hexas.
You've had the most amount of experience with these guys. I haven't read them
I
in
like
the NCA.
Hexas.
So if you play O12, these are Lynxes, but worse.
Yeah.
I wonder if you're going to be making that comparison a lot today. It's a 12 model, but worse.
No, that's probably not the last one.
Oh, yeah, because we don't have Nice in this faction.
We don't have Nissen.
Swiss guard gets close.
No, Hacktow is the comparison I
No,
make.
I
with
know.
the
I
Swiss
know. I
Guard.
just meant for your Mim 6
Yeah.
machine.
So
gun.
these guys, they're another weirdly good at CC with CC 17 and a pair of -3 close combat weapon and surprise attack. Sure, whatever. The big deal is they're BS 12, armor 1, Mim 6, hidden deployment camo. They come in 4 flavors. I think all of them are relevant. A Spitfire for 29 points, 1.5 Swick. A multi-sniper for 30 points, 1.5 Swick. A regular hacker combi rifle for 28 points and half a Swick. And a 26-point killer hacker combi rifle.
Huh.
There's 2 of them I like significantly more than the rest, and those are the hackers.
Yeah. I'm right there with you.
The BS-12 multi-sniper by itself isn't great.
A hidden deployed, I will always say it, hidden deployed multi-rifle or multi-sniper rifle is a thing.
It can feel real bad. You've hit me with that.
And
When I revealed the shot I did, missed, and that made me very sad. But it worked out in the end.
Yes.
But so the thing with this army is you have multiple hidden deployers, some of them scarier than others.
Yes.
And if you happen to get both of them on the same thing,
Yeah.
plus like a Fusilier missile, it's bad.
gross.
It's
GG.
real bad. But I think you're best served with the hackers. You need a specialist. And you need a specialist that can actually get somewhere.
That
Yeah.
additional
And the camo is what gets you there.
And the hidden
Initial whip is
deployment,
great, too.
you
Yeah.
can keep them safe. And they are whip 13. Yeah.
Yeah.
Elite.
Yeah.
pretty big deal there.
I don't love them, but I take them almost every list.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think they're one of those models. They're just very spendy. And they have no deployment skills outside of hidden.
I missed that initially, and that screwed me up. I was like, oh, I took 2, and then...
Infiltrate,
Once,
oops,
yeah,
it's not
once I
there.
saw they didn't have infiltrate,
Yep.
I'm like, oh,
That sucks.
I'll take 1.
I think you only take one. I think you take one of the hackers.
Mhm.
The Spitfire's okay.
So what specifically do you feel makes these... You said slightly worse Lynxes. You didn't say significantly worse. The 4 deployment on Lynxes is nice. It's only 4 inches, but it's still something.
That matters.
It
Yeah, no, it
matters.
does, for sure.
I think Lynxes have better guns or something.
So
Don't
there's
they
a
have plasma
plasma.
carbine?
There's
They
a
have a
plasma
breaker.
carbine.
There's a plasma carbine, which, the breaker, I think, is the
Eh.
best option.
I'm pulling up
Really
links
like-
right now. So
They have a breaker. Right?
Better BS, better whip,
yeah, they're BS 13.
Are they whip 14?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
better armor than BTS, armor 0.
They're better BTS,
Better BTS.
which is pretty relevant.
Mm-hmm.
The plasma carbine specialist operative is nice because you actually have a much better gun. Also, your killer hacker has a breaker combi rifle and cyber mines.
That's my Favorite profile.
And it's only 2. Was it a killer hacker? Yeah, so it's a 4-point upgrade over the Hexa, but it fights better, it has more utility, it hacks better, and it survives hacking better.
Yeah. I like that. I like the breaker profile. I just like breaker weapons in general. Doesn't matter if I'm playing Ariadne or not.
No, they're cool.
But Lynxes also don't have forward deployment, so
I thought they had forward deployment plus 4. No?
There might be razors.
Oh.
that's razors.
Or they infiltrate.
They
No,
infiltrate.
razors infiltrate. I don't know what I'm thinking.
The other thing with the Lynx, there's the plasma carbine decharge assault pistol Lynx.
Ooh.
And that's a specialist operative.
Do
And
you
it's a
like
specialist.
plasma carbines? 2
They're
shots.
weird.
I just don't love that.
It's
It's a fine
great.
arrow,
I thought
but I'm
I
here
thought-
for the assault pistol and the decharges.
Yeah.
Camo decharges, very nice on a lot of missions.
Mhm.
They're nice to have around.
Sure.
The BS-13 is kind of the real thing.
Yeah.
The points difference not very high, and Ada Swanson, she's weird.
She's cool.
Is she fire teamable in this faction?
No,
Nope.
I hope.
You
Oh, she is
cannot.
yeah.
No, she's only fire teamable in Shasvasti, I want to say.
Gotcha.
So she's weird.
And Drews.
Oh, look
Now,
at you.
pretty sure Drews can take her. Drews are cool now. Guys, Drews are good now. I used to make the joke, but it's true. They're good. They're so good.
CC-19, BS-12, Fizz-11, Whip 13, Arm 1, BTS-3, Martial Arts Level 2, Courage, Booty, Forward Deployment 4, Mim 3, Shasvasti, Stealth. 2 profiles, both have Mine Layer. One has a extra burst submachine gun, viral mines, viral pistol, and a shot close combat weapon, half a SWIC. The other one has a less burst submachine gun.
They're both cool.
So
It's weird that an extra burst submachine gun costs you half a SWIC.
and 3 points.
Yeah.
I just like the first for 20 points. That's such a good
Yeah,
profile.
sign me up for that. Listen, there's a place where that
If-
plus 1 burst can really.
If you
slap.
have the 3 points and the half
Yeah.
SWIC,
Sure.
upgrade.
Sure.
I would probably take that over a War Core. Like if those were your 2 choices.
Yeah, me too.
The viral mine is a huge thing.
God, viral
mines.
and-
Oof.
Viral mines
I
are
hit my
good.
first viral mine the other day. And that
Important
went
to
bad.
note, you don't have to mine lay a viral mine.
Right.
Like
You know,
you don't have to do it
But you can. Why wouldn't you?
because you only get 2, right?
I thought you had 3.
Do you get 3? Who takes viral mines?
Ada does. And she's in every army.
She's not in every army.
She's in every
She's
army.
in
Disposable 3. There's
yeah,
3.
3.
Of them. Yeah.
You may as well. This is probably your best bear deterrent,
Absolutely.
just for them to dodge it.
The other day I was playing against Hogbod, and I was like, well, I guess I'll dodge into the mine. I failed. I died instantly. That's it. 1 bear gone
good.
on my own turn.
Good. It only took a model as many points as it to counter it.
No.
Jeez,
Actually,
God,
that
it's
was
disgusting.
the irregular bear code. That was 32 points. So, no, you're wrong. You're very wrong.
But I'm not wrong by enough.
And my regular bear poke killed Cheeskin later on.
But he was the only person. He's the only one with Barefoot's Adepticon, so they're clearly bad. They need a buff.
Clearly.
Eight
Which is wild, by the way. That
yeah.
blew my
interesting.
fucking mind.
8 is weird. I
Yeah.
find a hard time fitting her into a list. Like I don't think she's bad.
Here, I don't think you have a good reason.
I would take her in other sectorials. I mean, she could be cool.
Yeah, I think having her as like a speed bump,
She's an expensive speed bump.
If she had specialist operative, I would be like, all right.
that's fair.
Or like dogged or
Yeah.
because like that's the thing is like a speed bump. A fucking
What
Ermendino
orders?
just walks up
Yeah.
and chain rifles her,
Yeah, that's
Right.
fair.
and then what's she do? Place a viral mine
Right.
or viral pistol him or submachine gun him? Like I don't know.
Yeah.
She's
Not
weird.
great.
By Pandra, she's had a glow up. At one point, she costed Swick
Why?
because she's a
I
Whip
would-
13 doctor. Literally, they taxed her for being Whip 13
That's
doctor.
insane.
Yeah, no, it was apparently. I think that was right before I started. Because like all the source material I was reading was like talking about her Swick cost being obnoxious. I was like, but she doesn't have a Swick cost. She's a Fusilier. That
With an
is a
animal
wild
suit.
card. She's a doctor, Whip 13, Armor 2, BTS 3, and she's got an Nanopulsar. That's she's got courage. Who cares?
Encourage, I was gonna say.
Sometimes relevant, but a burst 2 Nanopulsar is no joke. And being a good doctor is also no joke. She's okay.
Being
she's
an average
spendy.
doctor.
22
I
points.
think if she's a doctor and she's doing fire team duty, you're not using her efficiently.
I think she should be in a Harris.
Sure.
Interesting.
Sure.
Because she can push buttons decent.
What, like a bolt hairs?
Maybe.
She isn't going it, though. Oh,
She's
she
a
can.
wild
She
card.
can.
She
She's a
can,
wild
yeah.
card. I'm dumb. Yeah,
And if
you're
you're
right.
running Harris, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
Put whatever in.
Or like another Harris, like a fire team core that's really a Harris.
Yeah,
Because you could do like 2 Bolt teams. You could have a Bolt Harris and a Bolt core.
sure.
And have her in one of them.
Right.
I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah.
22 points is a little steep.
Yeah.
I don't know.
War cores are war cores. Tech bees.
That's what you're gonna cosplay at Adepticon.
Yeah. Hey, no, he's laughing, but we're gonna make him do it. You make
Nobody
a hot
wants
tech beat.
this.
No,
I do.
well, we all do.
Yeah, we do.
Hey guys, if you're listening, if you listen to this ever, please make it a point to message us, post on Discord, tag Carl, tell us if you want to see Carl as a tech bee.
Do we need to make some sort of patron
No.
go
If we
fund
have
me?
to, if it comes up, if we get sufficient interest, but just know that your voices can be heard to make Carl dress real slutty.
I mean, we're recording a Dashit episode with NCA, so like we do occasionally listen to our patrons.
right, and this one is really funny. It's really fucking funny because Carl doesn't seem like he wants to do it, but his wife wants him to do it.
She
So
said that's
we-
why I didn't do better in the tournament. It's because I
Agreed.
wasn't dressed as a tech bee.
You should add a thong on.
I should.
I just want to point out I wore my Van Zandt jacket
Yeah, but
every
it wasn't
day.
visible. We couldn't see your thong.
So I wore my jacket every day, and I did great. So
You did. Yeah, you're the,
tech
best of us.
bees are fantastic.
Yeah, they're really good.
5 points gets you in a regular thing. BS12 pistol, relevant. Whip 12.
BS11.
Sorry, BS11 pistol and gizmo kit. And Whip 12 flash pulse and button pusher.
Hey, but you know what? That Gizmo kit doesn't need a whip roll.
Sure doesn't. Just needs a BS roll. And she's 5 points. And a specialist. You're going to need specialists.
Which is cool.
If you have 2 points above a war core, this every time. Way more utility for your army than a war core. Fusilier, Indigo, Richard, Quinn.
Yeah.
He's MSP 1. BS 13, Whip 13, Forward Observer with a
Ugh.
shock marksman rifle.
Yeah.
Yeah, shock
Yes.
marksman rifles just suck. I just don't like shock marksmans. I mean, I'm sure they have their place, but I have never been like, oh, a shock marksman rifle. I'm stoked I have this.
Especially too when it's the exact same sculpt as the multi-marksman rifles nowadays. I want to say
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty close.
they're very similar.
Well, it's because multi-marksman rifles weren't, like, a thing.
A thing back then. If he had a multi-marksman,
Different story.
I would feel differently. With it just being shock, I'm very meh about it.
He's not good at arrowing.
No.
He's not super good in the midfield. Like,
Yeah.
I will point out that he's interesting in that there's literally no reason to use his CC over a pistol. Because CC is so abysmal, his fizz is so bad, that BS 13 plus pistol range band and damage 11 is an upgrade from how bad this guy
have you not
slaps.
been paying attention to Pano?
I've not.
That's like most of Pano.
Auxilias are CC 16.
I know, auxiliary. That's why I said they're
what
weird.
what about Hexa with their CC?
Yeah, they're fine. They have a para CC weapon.
Shishi 17 too.
And they can surprise attack. Let's talk about something that can fuck you up. Shona.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's so good.
Shona can fuck you up.
CC 23, martial arts 4. CC attack, +1 damage and AP, because fuck you. She has an explosive close combat weapon.
Yeah.
If she gets there and you're not a bear, you're dying. Courage, dodge
You know what?
3, dodge
She can
Credit where
still
it's due.
fight a bear too.
Damage 17 will punch through bear armor.
Yes,
Yeah.
it will.
Like she
But
can
you're not dying.
still fuck a.
You're not dying.
If it's your active turn, she can
Yeah.
put a hurt on some bear.
Absolutely.
She has NWI, no shock immune. She's got super jump. Who cares? Honestly,
It's funny.
You know what? For a
It's
melee,
not- yeah,
no, for a
it's-
melee unit, I'm actually here for it
Yeah.
because it means you have approach angles that aren't a ladder
if you
or
say
a
so.
stairwell.
I had super jump in Adepticon actually winning one of my games. I
Yeah?
had McMurrow super jumped up a building and
They have
engaged
speed
a.
though. 4/4 super jump.
But
doesn't
the fire
do it.
missile
What I'm
launcher.
saying though is that melee units with super jump have a point.
If you say so,
I do.
I will defer to you. Climbing plus seems way better.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Climbing plus would be better, but I would rather have super jump than not.
The other
Yeah.
nice thing, submachine gun, always undercosted.
Mm-hmm.
She's only BS 11, but she also has a burst 2 nanopulsar. So when she comes around a corner, not quite in melee range, you kind of still have to dodge.
Oh yeah.
She has a flash pulse too, which is really funny. Whip 13. If she gets engaged with something,
Say bye.
it's probably dead.
Yeah.
There's maybe a few things that can stand up to it, but even like Achilles.
Man, for 27 points, she is
Natural Born Warrior can fight her.
Yeah,
Okay.
think of Uberfall. But Uberfall
Right.
beat pretty much every like martial arts
Sure.
thing Uberfall beat. But like if you're a straight up fighter, she's gonna kill you. If you're not a fighter, you're dead.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Bruce, we played, and one of my only few successful plays in that game was getting Shona into melee with military orders, and she just melted. I don't know if you remember, I did, it was
Right.
Svarlheim versus...
Yes. I was able to get her though, right?
No, you got her.
Didn't the game end? No, that was a different Shona Hail Mary.
No, yeah.
One of many.
I keep getting my Shona killed, but she does incredible things before she dies.
Yeah, show's good.
She's hard to deliver when you don't have any smoke
Yes.
in your army.
So
right?
I think the trick with Pano is that you use your overwhelming firepower
to
to
make them
be
cower.
your smoke.
Yeah, and she is a wild card.
Right.
Important to note.
Right.
Yep.
Next up, the stars of the show.
Bolts. I paid so much money to get these motherfuckers.
I cannot wait for them to be easy to get with better sculpts, just to haunt you.
No, I don't give a shit. I'll buy them again. I don't fucking care. Carlos, make more, please.
These guys had an amazing glow up. They went from terrible when I started. They got a random buff in N3 that made them terrible. And now they have marksmanship.
Which is a big deal.
BS13, Fizz 11, Whip 12, Arm 2, BTS 6. Marksmanship, shock immune, terrain total, veteran, medium infantry.
And hey, to throw it out there, terrain total is a
Yeah.
is and remains
So,
to be a humongous deal.
Missions in the current ITS packs we've seen make many of these guys 3 inches faster than they were in N3. Because they were 4-2.
Oh, yeah. But I'm just also talking about the...
Terrain total's huge.
It's the saturation zones. It's the Antarctic territory. I mean, they just keep getting... Terrain skills keep getting, like, jacked
Which is
up
good.
in value.
Which is good.
So these guys are cool.
And terrain total is the best one. By a huge
Oh,
amount.
absolutely.
And also, too, just like marksmanship is
It's huge.
Marksmanship's so good.
They're essentially BS-16.
Mm-hmm.
I mean...
When they're shooting impetuous models that... Impetuous models aren't shooting back.
Right.
Mostly.
Mostly.
Citations needed. Knights might shoot you back. If like frenzied things.
Sure, yeah, but still.
But like that, yeah, whatever.
Right.
When you're shooting an Ermendino, you don't, oh no, I'm not gaining a benefit from his lack of cover. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
they have a lot of profiles.
and they're all good.
I'm going to try and blitz through the important ones, but take a look at all of them. They're
I was
all
going to say, all of them.
they're all very useful, and you're going to miss the ones you don't take.
Yep.
Because I always fucking do. Drop bears. Hugely nice piece of kit.
Uh-huh.
That is never on any of the bolts I want to take. They pretty much all have a template weapon, a shotgun or a boarding shotgun. So combo rifle, light shotgun is their standard equipment. 23 points, pretty sweet. Pay an extra point, get the drop bear every time. Boarding shotgun, drop bear, excellent. Missile launcher, I don't love the missile.
Especially considering the other options you have.
Yeah, so you pay 5 points more, so it's 26 points for the missile, which is pretty cheap, to be fair.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
not a terribly expensive missile launcher.
It's cheaper than the sniper.
5 points more gets you an MSV1 multi-sniper.
Sure.
And the MSV1 is very nice.
Absolutely.
With marksmanship, absolutely.
With marksmanship, and if you're in a 5-man link, it gets stupid.
Oh,
It gets
absolutely.
like actually stupid.
I would consider missile and sniper in the same team. If you're going to go that
That's
hard
not a
on it.
nice thing to do.
Right.
That's a lot of swick.
But if you're not taking a Fusilier team,
If you're not taking a Fusilier too, maybe.
right.
Spitfire Bolt, I think, is excellent. One of the better attacking pieces in this army, especially that like mid-range attacking piece.
I would use a bolt Spitfire with Shona as a delivery
That's
system.
in my list,
Yeah.
I think. I'm pretty sure I have Shona bolts. 3-man core.
But
Yeah,
I
we'll get to
also
that.
think
Three-man
that the multi-sniper can also be your attack piece.
Sure.
Because it's good enough at shooting with an extra burst. Burst 3 is good enough.
Right.
The range bands on a multi-sniper are obnoxious.
Right. I mean, they're only bad within 8, so...
Right. Chain of Command Bolt. I really like the Chain of Command
Really
Bolt.
good.
It's expensive,
But chain of command.
but Chain of Command, and you often have very obvious lieutenants. The Hacker Bolts, there's a Hacker and a Killer Hacker, boarding shotgun EM mines.
You know what? BTS 6 makes them interesting.
BTS 6 and Veteran.
Yeah.
Can't isolate them.
Yeah.
Can only immobilize them or blow their brains up. They're good. I also think a boarding shotgun and EM mines. Like, EM mines are good kit.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm a fan. Paramedic. I take this guy a lot. Mostly just to have a Harris.
Great
Like a
sculpt, too.
specialist. Hard to get. Very hard to get.
Beyond Ice Storm, right?
Yep. MS2 and multi-sniper we've talked about. The Lieutenant's the only one I'm not in love with.
For a Whip 12 Lieutenant, you're paying a pretty penny for that.
And he can't really fight that well either. And he doesn't have drop bears.
And he doesn't want to fight because he's your lieutenant.
Make it the drop bear version.
Yeah, like, honestly, for half the price or whatever, or for a very low amount, you can just get the Auxilia Lieutenant if you wanted
Yeah, for
something
half
template on it.
14 points,
Yeah, half a Swick, but yeah. And it's better protected too.
Yeah.
Because you got the little Oxbot to help basically be a mine. These guys are great. The models are great.
They are. They really hold up.
They do. They're a little big for medium infantry, but like...
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, exactly. They're girthy.
Curvy.
Mm-hmm.
I love bolts. I've always loved bolts. Even when they were bad, I loved bolts. Their kit is fun. The multi-sniper is awesome.
I get to be the Fairweather fan coming in after they were already good.
You started at like the end of N3
That's correct.
with US Ariadne. The only army you'd ever need.
And here we are.
Yeah. Welcome,
All right.
Welcome to the club, homie. It's fine. We're all there.
Blackfriars.
I love these guys.
Me too. Oh, I love Black Friars.
I don't hate them, but they fail me so much. So
That's 'cause
sorry.
you're bad.
Sorry for your bad experiences, but
I
that's
know.
not the Blackfriars' fault.
I honestly
BS13.
am not about it.
You don't like Blackfriars?
Not in this army.
They're spendy.
Interesting.
I like the bolt more.
That's what I'm saying. I think there's better things they could be doing. I don't care about MSV2 enough.
Okay.
So
No, that makes sense. I
sure,
can see
30
that.
points
Yeah,
gets you a
bolts.
multi-sniper rifle nanopulsar, BS13, Fizz 11, Arm 2, Whip 13, BTS 3, dude, 1 wound, MSV2,
Yeah, you don't
religious.
bring the multi-sniper.
But you wish you could.
No. You bring the heavy rocket launcher
Exactly.
every single time.
The heavy rocket launcher with 6 cents.
So they did
very
make it.
compelling.
They did make it so the heavy rocket launcher can join fire teams now.
That's
good.
cool.
Yep.
It didn't used to. It used to be military orders only, which was stupid.
But Blackfire Fire Team is awesome.
As a wild card, though, I do get it.
The multi-rifle nanopulsar drop barrel one is the one I've taken the most because that was the only one you could fire team in the past. Discover +3 is cool. Albedo is almost never comes up. It's one of those skills that's cool, but like honestly,
It sounds so much better.
It sounds so
than
much better than
works
it.
out to be.
I think it's mattered once ever in the
Yeah.
dozens of times I've taken.
I try so hard to make it work, and it just happens to never.
MSV is just not very common.
Right.
And then even then, when he's in a fire team, how much do you like? Albedo's weird in those senses,
And if it's
right?
an
Like,
MSV like thing, then they probably have 6 cents because they're linked
In a
up
fire
somewhere.
team.
And yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like it comes out,
or they just won't fight you.
Right.
It's just weird.
But they have multi-pistols.
They do have. Well, one of them has a multi-pistol. Only the heavy rocket launcher.
Again, the one that's the one you take.
This is the best one.
Yeah.
And probably the epitome of power creep when you look at. Because that profile is by far the newest. And it is probably by far the best.
Yeah.
25 points, 6 cents, rocket launcher, nanopulsar, multi-pistol.
Yes,
It's not
sir.
bad.
I like it.
Especially as a wild card.
Or, like, if you have to as a solo piece. The 6 cents makes it interesting.
I think he just dies.
The 6 cents is interesting, in my opinion, for Harris.
See,
Uh,
when I
good
fought this Blackfire, I fought one at the tournament. Heavy
As a
rocket
solo?
launcher, solo piece, and I just sent my Swiss guard at it.
I don't know that I like
Right.
it as a
Yeah.
solo piece.
I think
either.
that would
Like,
push
oh,
right through it.
you ignore my mimetism. Okay, I still have surprise attack. I still have 4 times your dice.
Not against 6
No.
cents.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. So yeah,
Sure.
but I still have 4 dice.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still a better range band than you because I can outrange you. You're
Yep.
just a heavy rocket launcher.
I thought heavy rocket launchers and machine guns had the same range.
Do
band.
they?
they're very similar.
They do have the same, I believe.
They do. You're right. Never mind. But like just 4 dice. 1 dice is just not enough, in my opinion, on a 30
No,
or 25 point model.
I get that.
And I'm just not that afraid of. I don't know.
Agreed. I would take that fight too. Like, oh, all right.
I had to. It wasn't.
Right.
I wasn't happy about it, but like.
Right. But burst 4 versus burst 1.
That's fine.
That's about as safe
And
enough.
continuous is way not as bad as a missile.
Right. Especially if you're, like, rocking beefy armor.
Yeah. Armor 5,
Yeah.
But I do think that is by far the best one. Uma got fucking...
Blow up.
Super
I'm
excited
so
about
down with Uma now.
Yep.
I don't know how down I am with her in NCA. I haven't thought about it enough.
I am.
But she's gotten such a glow up. So, she used to be terrible. I don't even remember what she was. But she was like 6 points more expensive or something stupid.
Yeah, she was pricey. And
Yes.
she also didn't have... Like, it was... all of those weapons were together.
Yeah, no, that was the thing. She paid for her submachine gun and her breaker combi rifle. It's like, yo, just pick one.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need both. You're never going to be using both.
So I see Uma as a poor man's Uxia. She's a gunfighty Uxia. Submachine gun plus 1 burst.
Is very good. EM mines.
Camo. EM mines, like, is...
Climbing plus, too. She can murder
Yeah,
things.
that's
She
what I'm
can
saying.
assassinate
That
things.
is gnarly.
She's number 3. I think she's different than Uxia in a good way.
Yeah.
I like, especially that particular profile.
She wishes she had infiltration, though.
Sure, but
Formal deployment plus 8's really good, though.
it
good
comes
enough.
up to be...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a
And-
little bit shorter than infiltration.
Well, also, I would argue that because she's going to be gunfighting, she can kind of swing... She's got an extra 8 inches where she matters.
It's a little unfortunate that you don't get to choose between a breaker combi rifle and...
That would be incredible.
You know, like, just the choice would be nice of which one you could take.
Yeah.
You don't want to pay 36 points or whatever it was in the past.
Yeah.
No.
I would still bring the submachine gun plus
I
1 burst
like the
most of the
submachine
time.
I think
yeah.
she's
And I
gnarly.
like breaker combis, but
I love breaker
for
combis.
3 points, that last profile's awesome.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
she's worth taking. I think I took her in my list. And it was mostly because I got rid of a Hexa.
She's a
and
specialist,
I wanted
too, which
something
is-
that could just scrap.
She's a specialist.
Climbing
which is a big
plus.
deal.
Yeah.
Climbing plus is
Climbing
huge.
plus is great.
Love climbing
I think
plus.
Climbing Plus and like all these other roles, like, you know, you throw in camouflage, you throw in
If your
hypnotism.
opponent null deploys and you figure out who their lieutenant is, she can just go on a merry trek and
Yep.
climb
Yeah.
up a wall and just fucking murder them.
And she's
Yep.
stealth. so
And,
she doesn't
and
turn
that
any
EM
heads.
mine can just turn the whole fucking team off too.
She can even just drop mines along the way.
Yep. Yep.
No, she's good.
I think she's cool. And the Climbing Plus and Train Total means that she's plus 1 inch on where it
A
matters.
lot of missions and
Or can go right through those saturation zones.
yeah. No, she's good now. Orcs.
I love orcs.
I
They're cool.
don't rate them in this army.
They get the job done. Not in this army. I definitely...
Right, that's my issue.
I don't see the point of orcs. Orcs are your very generic heavy infantry. 6-2 speed, which is nice.
The 2
BS
wounds?
14, Phys 14,
But yeah.
Whip 12, Arm 4, BTS. I wish they had BTS 6. Like some of the Yuching heavy infantry.
I don't know. I've had a lot of success with orcs. I just think they're okay. I think they're... I never feel bad having an orc. I'm glad I have them when I have them. I definitely had trouble putting it in the list. That
They're
we
hard to
put
find
together.
points for,
In
and
this
you've got-
army, yeah.
I think in this army, the one that I've liked the most, oddly, is the heavy machine gun lieutenant
Interesting.
Really?
for a Swick.
Okay.
Depends on the highly mission dependent. But again, if you're on a fighty, lieutenant-y, killy mission, I don't mind having a lieutenant that can scrap.
Okay. Interesting. I like the... Again, I couldn't... When I was building the list for my mission, I couldn't find a place for an orc. I thought I would be able to make it happen, but it just wasn't...
The thing with the orcs is you can only add wild cards to them. And there are very few wild cards that, like, make this into a cheap fire team.
Mhm.
Like, if you could slap an orc in a Fusilier fire team, you might consider, like, I don't know, a boarding shotgun tin bot firewall.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Protects your fire team, can fight in the later game,
Yeah.
adds a tin bot. Or Feuerbach, right? Big, thick boy arrow piece. But you're not going to take a core of these guys. Not 5 of them.
Not unless you're doing a mission where you're skewed. I don't know. There's a weird... I know this is your mission. There's a weird biotech 4. Like, limited insertion use case for them. It's weird. It's weird as fuck.
I can
don't,
see
I don't
it.
think it's good, but...
You know what would help these guys out? Not maybe actually make them good, but would be fun. They should make a Quilligard count as orcs.
Yeah,
As a wild card.
sure.
It would literally do nothing. But it would make an Orc Harris
It would make it
interesting.
something.
Because it gives the other orcs better discover. And if you want to take an Orc core with an Aquila in it, power to you.
That's a lot of points.
But you know what?
Yeah, that's not my point. Why would it matter?
2 orc boring shotguns or whatever, right? Or orc boring shotgun, firewall, and combi rifle.
They're
It's
29
expensive.
points. They're not like they were,
But man, that can slap.
Orcs are just the most average heavy infantry in the.
except that they're 6'2" now.
Yeah,
Right.
that's great.
That's heavy infantry standard.
No,
It's
it's not.
weird if you're 4-4
No, it's not. 4-4 is pretty typical.
for heavy infantry.
Yes.
Who has a 4-4? I'm pretty sure that most of them have 6'2s now.
Okay,
No.
thick boys.
Also, Weirs are 6'2.
So there's
Orcs are
most
6'2".
armies have one heavy infantry that are 6'2" now. I'm pretty sure.
I'm not sure, honestly.
Oh, I hate this.
Mormares are 4-4.
I think all
That's
the
Ariadna.
Yeah,
Hold on.
they
don't
count for
count.
shit.
So like, talk about nomads. Let's just derail
You got,
this.
you got
real
Riot Girls, you got Mobile Brigada.
quick. Yep.
And then,
Parliament are 6'2".
okay, yeah.
Mobile Brigada, I think, are 6'2 also.
That's what
Yeah.
I say.
Taskmasters, Kriza, Evaders, Diggers.
Okay, but Taskmasters and
Diablos
Kriza
are 6'2" now.
Thick boys.
Yep. Yu Ching.
Most of their stuff is 6'2".
Yeah,
Wu Ming are 4'4".
Booming aren't real.
right.
They don't count.
They're not people.
They're not.
I guess a lot of them are. Crane agents.
Not real.
Eh.
Haidao.
Point being, though, is that it's...
Wang, Hulang.
Maybe.
Zensha.
No, I don't think Zuyongs. Zuyongs are 6'2", right?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
6'2".
they're 6'2.
Combined armies heavy infantry options.
Yeah, but they're like weird.
Combined army aren't people. Literally. They're not. They don't
monkey.
count.
Oh, they have a fast monkey now because the Kaitok are 6'2". Because
Ooh.
Suryats were 4'4". And none of the other ones are going to count because...
You're a Kaitok.
Yeah.
Tycock.
Anyways,
God, I sure showed him. his
Anyway.
butt.
anyways, their orcs are fine. They're the
Perfectly
finest of
acceptable.
fine. Aquila Guard.
Apparently more popular elsewhere than we would have led on to.
I don't understand it. Yeah. Just make all the noise in the world, Morgan.
Morgan, you gonna go piss?
Yeah. Yes.
Cool, good luck. I love you.
Thanks.
Have fun.
You want any help? Aquila, yeah, apparently more popular. Like, people were like, you don't have an Aquila in your list at Adepticon? And I'm like, why the fuck would I have an Aquila in my list?
I don't really get it either.
Like, what am I doing with an Aquila card?
Discover shooting, baby.
Which is sick. And every time I do it, I'm fully erect.
Right.
I think I played against an Ariadne player, and I was just like, yeah, discover. And they're like,
Dodge.
they're just like, oh.
No, you know what? I will say this much.
I kind of like letting them choose, though. Like, knowing...
But they auto-discover.
I know, but it's almost better to let them do nothing and fail.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, auto-discover might be worse.
Right.
than
No, I was
MST.
actually about to say that. I'm saying that, like, as a camel
So you're
player.
saying there's a chance.
Right. Like, when I don't know how it's going to go. I feel like a real jackass if I dodge and, like, they would have rolled, like, a 18 for their discover. When I know it's a foregone thing, I don't have to make choices. Thank God. That's why I like losing initiative rolls. I just get to react.
So
It's
I've been
amazing.
on a spree of getting my fucking Swiss guard discovered on 7s recently.
Fun.
And every time, like, I'm going to discover, I'm like, fuck you, I'm not doing anything.
Wait.
And then they roll it. I'm like, God damn it.
So if they're getting discovered on 7s, that means that they either weren't in cover or...
Yeah, that's why I was moving up.
Oh, okay. All right, there you go.
I like move.
Right.
Because I'm trying to get somewhere to do something.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're like dumb fucking yokel war cores. Like, there it is.
So if they discover, why not just blast them?
Because I got better things to do.
Blast
Fair.
them. Especially if you like don't want to re-camo and do all that
Right.
stuff.
Okay.
Or like, I'm here to surprise attack that thing.
Got it.
Because that thing's ruining my day.
Got it.
Not this fucking war core.
Yeah, this idiot.
This idiot. What's he gonna
Use
do?
12 here. There's some air shimmering.
What's he gonna do? Discover me?
We've
and
identified it as a Swiss guard. And you're like, fuck.
clandestine mission my ass. So you pay a lot for BS15.
Yeah, you do.
On 4, I wish it was 5 like a Swiss guard. BTS 6 is nice. Sure.
You know what? I'll say the multi-marksman rifle specialist operative is pretty cool.
And it can fire team.
That's what I'm saying.
And they have shot close combat weapons.
That's actually...
Well, it's not
Whoa! Holy shit!
In CC15,
Is their sculpt all about their sword?
No.
unfortunately,
You'd
no.
think with that stat line
It's
that
a-
they'd have like
it's
2
a-
swords
Why
and
do they
no
keep
gun.
doing that?
Really old sculpt.
It's
No,
hysterical.
the heavy machine gun one isn't.
No, the Aquila Guard
The-
marksman is in the.
Actually, it's a
NCA box.
multi-rifle.
Oh,
they had
fuck.
never sculpted it with a
Actually-
multi-marksman rifle.
Actually, Bruce.
It's a really bad sculpt.
I don't even know what it looks like.
It's really bad.
Not great. I have mine. I didn't build mine.
I've been trying to.
It's that bad.
I've been trying to paint mine for 3 years now.
Ew.
So I would be interested to hear people's comments on this because we shit on Shock Army and
And then Shock Army shit on us.
and then I learned
Did
during
anyone
couple
beat
of
Shock
games.
Army? Did we all lose?
I
to
never
Shock
played
Army?
against them.
I never
so.
played against them.
We and you lost both our games to
Yeah.
Shock Army.
Sadly.
God, fuck, dude.
Maybe Ariadne sucks against Shock Army.
maybe hard counter. No.
It's been said.
Yeah, no, I misplayed a lot. He was good too, but anyway.
Aquila Guard, they pay way too many points for their BS15 and their MSV3. And BS15 is not as good as BS14 with some sort of mimetism stat. BS15 is not even as good as a bolt.
Yeah.
So, like, you're paying a lot of points
Yeah.
for good shootiness. Against mimetism, you're one, if they're Mim 6, you're only one worse than them with your bolt multi-sniper. 2 worse, right? 2 stats worse. That's...
Right.
And they're so expensive. The heavy machine gun seems fun.
Yeah. It's just
I do like a multi-marksman rifle.
to use that MSV3 though, you got to be standing. You already have to see the thing.
You
have
don't
to,
ARO with it, and that's where I have issue with it. Is
Right.
It's not good in
But other
ARO.
people told us they're good, though.
Other people are surprised that we don't have them.
Everyone says Ariadne sucks, and they're wrong, so they're
They
all
are.
wrong,
They're-
too.
they're
They must be wrong about this,
Holy
also.
shit.
And I'm not saying they're bad, they're just so expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm curious what people are thinking.
I don't get it.
A bunch
I
of dumb
hate-
shit.
You
That's
know
what
what
they're
though?
thinking.
Maybe because we're dirty American swine, and
It wasn't America. It was
With
freaking
our-
Northeastern.
with our
Okay,
short
here's
lines
a
of
hot
sight.
take. Maybe our meta sucks Ariadne's dick so hard that we don't have enough Mim 6 around
Yeah.
to make... Oh yeah, fuck that Anathematics. Discover.
So
Yeah.
we all buy new armies that specifically counter
Yes.
Done.
Ariadne.
Yes.
Done.
And
yes.
we ruin
Yeah, we have
Ariadne.
those.
Yeah, we all buy Shock Army.
Yes.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
I hate that they're headquarters troops. I despise
I
that
didn't
there are
even look.
3 headquarters troops in this army.
Ooh.
Hexas, Aquilas, and Swiss Guard.
That's rough. You know what's funny? I was looking at an N2 rulebook and they describe headquarters troops as like the most elite troops.
Good thing they have veteran. Wait.
Yeah.
When you read Swiss Guard fluff, it's like they're the most veteran of veteran troops. They have to go and be an orc in the regular army after being a fusilier in the regular army and do all this shit. And then, oh, no, you're just a fucking headquarters troop. You're not a veteran troop, even though veteran troop is a better troop type than headquarters troop.
We get it.
Swiss Guard. I love the Swiss Guard.
Bruce is getting grumpy because this is nappy nap time.
It is his nappy nap.
I mean,
It's after 8:30.
There's only so many times you can be like, a headquarter troop. I've heard this so many times off air where I'm just like,
It comes up a lot.
Those 2 points, though. Those 2 points.
No,
I'll
that's
admit
fair.
those 2 points fucking matter. Fuck you.
It just comes up a lot.
They
And
don't matter on the
you know what?
cure.
A lot of it's probably that I have played, especially in N3, we played like a ton of highly classified. Like that was like the mission.
Oh, so it keeps
was-
coming up and you're like, well, womp womp.
You're like, oh, and you didn't have any other like, you didn't take bolts, and you didn't take orcs. Both of those were fucking terrible in N3.
Right.
So you just got like, oh, do the thing with the veteran troop. You're like, "Pfft, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Do the
Oh,
thing
you take
with
a
the-
character. Womp womp. Yeah.
Right.
So y'all have never done NCA before, right? This is the first NCA.
Correct.
Okay, and you're about to go over Swiss Guard.
Yeah. The Swiss
The
Miss.
Swiss.
The Swiss Miss game.
The
It's our 1
name's
year
saying-
anniversary.
We don't have any air horns to wake your daughter up with. Yeah.
There's a.
No, we should do the Batman. Bum, 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 bum. Because these guys are fucking intimidating as all hell.
Oh, these guys have won me a lot of games, and they will continue to win me a lot.
I
of games.
remember the second demo game you did. He was like, I'm bringing a Swiss Guard. I didn't comprehend the horror that you could reap with it.
And you were like, oh, I'm gonna leave my blackjack standing.
And
arrow. I'm like, are you
And-
sure?
Guess what happened to them?
I'm playing the intro to Swiss Army Man. Alright, that's about enough of that.
Good.
It's about a movie where Daniel Radcliffe's dead body washes up on shore on an island, and he uses the dead body, mostly including its farts, to get back to civilization. He uses the farts as a jet ski at some point, and he becomes friends with the dead body.
I can't believe you decided to interrupt our train of thought for that.
Watch
About
Swiss
our-
Army Man.
About our anniversary model.
Yeah,
our
no, that's what I'm saying.
namesake.
Yeah, no. So Swiss Guard propel themselves on farts.
Guaranteed.
You can tell me that because they're slower than their Hacktow counterparts.
Sure.
Oh my god, we get it. Hacktor
Because
better.
it's a slow,
Oh my
constant fart,
God.
not a burst of fart.
Carl, the saltiest motherfucker this side of the Mississippi, apparently.
So, CC-15, which I'm going to call out because they modeled the damn thing with a sword. Both sculpts have its close combat weapon out.
But it has an APCC weapon.
Yes.
So you can half armor.
Woohoo!
Yeah, that's a big fucking deal, Carl.
Yeah. It reeks of old profile design.
Hey, that hits like an AP Spitfire.
It technically does.
It's damage 14 AP, bro.
Where's that voice coming from?
My mouth.
This is cool, John.
The key things here, BS-15, Armor 5,
That's N2,
BTS
John.
6, 2 wound, surprise attack, camo, hidden deploy, min 6, stealth, shock immune. 61 to 63 points.
Just amazing
So
profiles,
good.
too.
They're all good.
Heavy
The hacker
machine
has
gun.
grown on me, yet I've never taken it. Hacker multi-rifle can fucking get shit done.
Yeah. Camo hacker multi-rifle.
Oh, yeah.
Like, fuck.
Super camo.
Just you get to dictate.
And
all
with
the
13.
Woo!
Super good. Pay no hacking.
What I will say about it is I like the Hexa more in that role. For
As
me
a hacker?
personally. As a camo hacker, go up, push
Oh,
buttons.
but this guy can go pick some dumb fights. He's a bully. He's a bully about it. The Hexa is like, haha, yeah, I did the thing. The Swiss Guard is like two
No.
middle fingers blasting like Slipknot while he does it.
I wish it was a multi-marksman rifle. But, yes.
But then they wouldn't be good in 8 inches.
Who gives a shit?
But you,
He's
I
got a
do.
pistol.
You got your camo. You got your camo and mimetism 6 to get within.
Alright, how about you give him a multi-marksman rifle and a multi-pistol, and then you kill Kyle, and now you don't need to waste that kit on him.
Sure.
I like the hacker. I have a hard time taking it over the Hexa. Because I love the heavy machine gun.
Hexa,
And-
same whip, right? Or are they one more?
Less.
Are they 12?
I think they're 12.
I know we just went over it, but
They're 13.
they're 13.
Doesn't
so
matter. Terrible.
it's pretty cheap. Pretty cheap comparatively.
I'll get into why I like the Hexa in that role so much,
Okay.
but like later, probably. But I do like the heavy machine gun. It wins fights. And then the missile, our namesake.
Yep. I mean, there's nothing quite like just fucking somebody's day with a hidden deployment missile.
Or light shotgun.
The two wounds is really the awful part. To
And
deal
the
with as well.
BS-15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3/4 of the time it hits. So if you're doing some dumb shit,
Yep.
Which I
3/4.
normally am.
3/4 of the time in cover.
Gosh, BS-15.
Yeah.
I just forget about it. You know, I forget
Yeah.
that's a thing in the game.
Not that I would know. We don't get any new models of it. You'd
Right.
be triggered again by the things I complain about. But yeah, the missile is hilarious. I bluffed it at Adepticon, like, a lot.
Hey,
People expect it.
If we're gonna trigger Bruce, do we want to talk about the new Necromunda releases?
No.
Oh.
I didn't look at them, so no, they don't exist. The cool thing with the
Shit.
missile
Yeah.
is the light shotgun.
Yeah.
I agree.
Especially this edition.
Having that in your back pocket's pretty wild.
Or like, you appear, you fuck something's day up, and then your turn happens, and you just waltz up the table with the shotgun and
Yep.
do shotgun things.
I remember we played a game where that shotgun came up because
Yeah.
I think there was an objective room. Or
I'm
something.
pretty sure I shoved myself in an armory and split burst with a shotgun and died trying.
Yes.
On like the last order
Yeah,
of the
but
game.
man, that really worried me.
Yeah.
You did it. I was like, you have a what?
You're like, oh, what's this missile guy doing? Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And he shows up with his
My
shotgun.
thoughts exactly.
I think bluffing the missile is the best way to play it. I actually don't think taking the Swiss miss is correct in most missions.
Correct. I think the fact that it exists is more important. You have to do it every so often at your local game store to remind people that can
It's a
happen.
potential
Don't
thing that
fucking
could
move
happen.
around a corner.
Yeah.
You
Right.
might explode.
Yeah, Bruce.
And all your friends might die. Or like, oh, you think
Oops.
you can pick a fight with this Fusilier missile.
Be
You finally like did the thing to get it, and then oh, there's another missile.
Even then, dodging against a BS-15 missile is
Fucking
still such
sucks.
sad.com energy. I mean, especially with your full fire team.
It's so bad.
Yeah.
Because you're going to fail.
And if you have the patience to like let them do it, if they move once, that means that in their brain, nothing wrong is going to happen.
Right. I've won a game because an opponent... I had a hidden deployed machine gun Swiss Guard, and I won a game because my opponent freaked out about their movement of their fire team up the table, that they ended up breaking their fire team a couple times, trying to, like, be careful and not move into the right and wrong
That
lines
is
of
such
sights.
Gorgeous waste of resources.
And I'm just cackling because I don't have it, and I'm like looking around at different sight lines just to get the lay of the land.
You sneaky fuck.
And then
maybe it's coming.
he finally got his team up the table, ran out of orders. I revealed the heavy machine gun and gunned down his entire team. Just first order, kill this guy. Next order, kill that guy. Dead. He's like, well, there's my whole Drew's fire team.
Oh, whoa, hold on. You didn't explain that they were Drews.
Whatever.
That explains
three
why you
Drews.
won.
I was in Lost Lieutenant on my first turn, so
I get that.
you know.
Listen, some heroes are made, not born.
I don't even know. Was it even Drew's or was it some other army using Drew's better than Drew's?
I don't know.
Which would be all of them. Sorry, Morgan.
Not anymore.
So the reason why I like the Hexa so much is, to your opponent, a Hexa and a Swiss Guard are the same thing.
Yeah.
When they are deployed on the table at the start of the game and you have
Sure.
a MIM 6 token or 2 to 3 MIM 6 tokens,
No one fucking knows.
the fuck is that?
Nothing good.
Is this something that's going to ruin my entire day
Or just ruin your afternoon.
or do nothing?
Right.
And then even funnier is when you have 14 orders on the table with that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, does he have like 3 Hexas? Because they're AVA 3.
I will say the NCA seems to lend itself to having enough expensive shit, though, that you can kind of...
They can
start
mix and
to-
match. Because you
Right.
can either do bolts or you can do bougie shit.
Sure.
If your opponent doesn't know NCA well enough, though, they're going to have a hard time
Yeah.
figuring it out.
Right.
Because especially Hexas. I mean, who uses Hexas?
You do.
You.
I do, every
I
time.
did in my list.
Squalos. I consider this a very basic tag.
Yeah, as basic as you can get, really.
It used to be a lot more interesting with its grenade launcher.
Hey, they have NCO,
They do have NCO.
which is a big
But
deal.
it swaps the pistol around so you know whether or not it's the lieutenant.
Oh.
What?
So if you look at the lieutenant Squallow and the NCO and the other Squallows, their multi-pistol and close combat weapons are swapped. So you can always know if it's a lieutenant Squallow.
Wait, what do you mean by it's swapped? Is this on
It doesn't
PC?
show it swapped
They're in
online.
different orders.
Not on...
No,
Not on mobile.
Yeah.
On here it is, and I think when it prints it might do it.
Who cares?
It's
That's
stupid.
hilarious.
If you notice,
If you've made
Right,
your...
fuck you.
If you have
I'm
an
gonna go
HQ
slash your
swap...
tires. I'm gonna be like,
God.
oh, hey, can I
I
buy
would-
you a beer? If I meet you at an event, I'm gonna go pee in your beer.
Why Lieutenant Squallow, though? Why would you do that?
Swick saving.
Why would you
Who-
swallow in general in this
Who
version?
the fuck
I'm just
would
saying,
expect your Squallow to be your lieutenant?
I would
when
so
you
much
roll?
rather have... Because I feel like when you start to decide on a Squallow, if you're bringing this kind of a tag into the list, you could either have...
I take the NCO every time in this army.
Maybe you don't have 4
Well,
points.
do you
and
have a
Swick.
Squallow and like a Swiss card? I mean, and do you just like what? Do you just fill out? I mean,
No, you.
that's what I'm saying.
You
Is
can't run both of those.
right.
Ooh, challenge accepted.
I'm sure you could.
Okay, let me rephrase
Well-
that. You shouldn't.
Just
Probably
half your-
true.
You've now spent almost Avatar level points.
Right.
Not as many.
You do have AVA 3 flashful spots, and you do have
Mhm.
sheep fire. You could do it.
You know,
shouldn't
that'd be
do
a
it.
good gunfighty kind
Yeah,
of thing.
on a mission where you don't give a shit about objectives.
And you know what? Against the kind of thing the Swiss Guard doesn't want to fight, let's say it's some MSV douchebag up in a
In a
tower
fire
somewhere.
team.
This guy could push right through it. I mean, even double action sniper really doesn't
So
hurt it.
cool thing to note: ECM hacker. It's
Yeah,
very
that's
nice
cool.
on this guy.
They need it with Whip 12. Holy fuck!
Sure do. ECM guided 6. They're very basic. Armor 8 tag.
Yeah.
They shoot good.
Multi pistol's a big deal.
Multi pistol is a huge deal. It's fucking stupid how big a deal that multi pistol is. And it's so sad because you'd like rather be using their stupid Fizz 16 to be bashing people in close combat.
Right.
But
But here we
sometimes
are.
you need to break an objective, and the multi pistol can do it. It's fine. I don't own one.
They're about as normal of a tag, I think, as you.
They're
can
the
get.
most basic Pano tag. I will say, having a pistol on a tag, I'm never gonna not comment on it.
Right.
Big
Great.
fan.
Yeah.
Pretty great.
when you have like a cutter, like in our game, and something gets within 8 of it, and you're like, huh.
Yeah.
That's not good.
And you don't even have the heavy flamethrower to say fuck you.
Right. You're just like, well, I'm in danger.
Uh-oh, I gave my opponent mimetism. My opponent also has mimetism. They're fine. The Ulan is the more interesting tag team.
Very fun.
Agreed.
Super good.
Which is wild for how much you pay for it, for what it is.
For armor 6.
It
But-
is too expensive.
But, whoa, man, look at the stats!
88 points, guys.
BS-15 camo.
Yep. BS-15 camo tag.
And those weapons fuck.
Yeah.
Especially the Feuerbach. Feuerbach +1 burst was a wonderful addition to this N4 thing.
So it's expensive.
Yeah, I just think he's a
Expensive as
little
fuck,
too
but
expensive.
man, that thing's gnarly.
Yeah, no, I love the Ulan. I know people say that the Tick is better, but I actually think the Ulan's cooler. And I know that's a hot take.
The
and I'm aware
Ulan
of
is
that.
more interesting.
I like the
I don't
Ulan.
know if the Tick is...
I just don't like the
worse.
points.
It's expensive, and it dies.
Yeah, it'll die.
You do not want it getting hit by
Anything, it's arm 6, yeah. I was going to say.
But
Try and use surprise attack, cover.
I love the
mimetism to
camo.
leverage
I
it.
love the Feuerbach. Burst 3 Feuerbach is where it's
Pretty
at.
awesome. That's really
Because in the last edition, it was just a regular Feuerbach.
Right.
And you're like,
Ooh.
I have a heavy machine gun.
They basically were just like, you know what, NCA, here, everything you have that no one cares about is better now.
Which is good. It needed it.
It's interesting that it's a heavy machine gun and not a multi-heavy machine gun, which is
You have
is a departure from what you would expect from
You're using the
most
Feuerbach.
pano tags.
You're using the Feuerbach every time.
Against
Against hard targets.
Against hard targets.
Sure.
Yeah.
Against like a Fusilier, you're using the machine gun.
Yeah.
It is weird though.
I think after Armor 3.
That's why when
there's
you're
the-
like, oh, you have multi machine guns. When I complain about things in Pano,
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't
You
always.
got the Feuerbach though. At that point, oh man, I've got my anti-tank weapon instead of.
So it's kind of a
anti-tank
big
machine
deal
gun.
because the suppressive fire has to be on the machine gun,
Sure.
and you can't have AP. You can get bullied.
You know what though?
You should camo though.
I
You should
was
camo.
gonna say, yeah, I don't care about suppressive fire when
It
camo's
depends on
an option.
matchup.
Sure.
If they have an obvious sensor that can just roll up on you and get you, I like the Ulan.
Sure.
He's hard to find points for. 88's a lot.
Yes.
Garuda, I think the most surprising model in this army. I took one at Adepticon. Everyone's
super
like,
useful.
Garuda? Question mark.
They have a place.
I think they have a huge place in this army. An army where you can bluff hidden missiles. Having a derpy little parachutist dude with forward observer.
Yeah. I like him the best. Having just a little forward observing.
20 points. Combi rifle, flash pulse, which is handy. BS-12, 6'4", by the way. 6'4" parachutist. That's
Speedy
a
boy.
thing. Min 3 is awesome. If you have a repeater near him, you can drop fucking marksmanship on him.
Mm-hmm.
Cackle as he goes on a murder rampage.
A Mimetism BS-12 Spitfire, too.
Is also no
is,
joke.
like,
And the boarding shotgun.
Incredible.
Boarding shotgun, less value against many armies, because
Yeah.
chain rifle.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, the Spitfire is good too. I just like the forward observer.
Yeah, no, I agree.
He's
I
also
like
with 13, which is relevant in this army.
Pretty good.
Sure is.
I like the Garuda. Armor 0 is bad, but who cares? Honestly.
You shouldn't be needing a situation where
The difference
mean-
between Armor 0 and Armor 1 is
Huge. Huge.
it's functionally the same.
You say that, I wish this on you. I wish next game this comes up.
I
No
have
Armor
so many
0.
times where I miss it by one, man.
So here's what I'll say about it, though.
it did.
It
come
doesn't
up.
change your decisions.
No.
No.
Armor 0 versus Armor 1,
Sure.
No.
it literally doesn't
You're
change your
like,
decisions.
my dude's dead.
Like,
Yeah.
fuck you, I'll take the chain rifle, right? You've already accepted the
Right.
result either
Agreed.
way.
Agreed.
You just die a little more often with this. Pathfinders, they censor and they're specialists and they're the best thing at discovering in your army that doesn't have MSV. Consider them.
I think all of our bots are.
AVA2 heavy machine gun bots, I wouldn't bother.
You know what I will say though? Bulleteers are wild cards.
We're not there yet.
Okay.
You wait your damn
That's
turn.
I was about to say. That's why I wouldn't bother with the TR bot.
You rat bastard.
I don't know.
Clippers. I think Clippers have a place in this army.
Yeah.
I think they can set up a good repeater nest.
Or your Garuda forward observer.
I actually did forward observe with a Garuda at Adepticon.
There you
I
fucking
needed the
go.
classified.
There you fucking go. And then missile.
Yeah, think about how
I
many
didn't
missiles
have
you
a
could have
missile.
dropped on that corpse.
I had no missiles. I got I only got guided missile. I didn't do guided missile.
But you could have.
But I could have. Don't take 2 clipper bots, though. Please, for the love of God.
You
Why are they AVA
Double
2?
kill.
Flashful spots. AVA 3 is the big standout here.
Yeah.
really great to
It's
have.
good.
I would consider 3 in many lists.
Yeah,
Because
well,
you've got
'cause
some
you're-
expensive fucking shit you want to
Yep.
have. Bulleteers. Love the Bulleteer.
They're foul.
Shotgun change has made them a lot sadder this edition. But holy shit. Mim 6 Spitfire with a repeater built in.
Phenomenal.
I will make the unpopular argument.
You like the heavy shotgun more?
No.
Okay.
That with an Evo hacker, they'll fight like a Swiss guard
Yeah.
in a lot of situations.
Agree. That's not even unpopular.
Oh, okay.
When I've played a lot of N3, less in this edition because shotguns mitigate what they
Yeah.
do a lot because their arm is 1 and fuck you, eat a template, I'm done with you.
Right.
Tends to be the response to Bulleteers.
Right.
This was my first attack piece. I keep the Swiss Guard back, camoed or hidden, whatever, safe. This guy goes on a murder rampage. Goes, kills things, moves up, goes in suppressive fire. My opponent has to kill it or ignore it. If they ignore it, I just do it again
Right.
because it's fast. And if they kill it, okay, I lost 23 points. Keep it. I still have a Swiss Guard.
Yeah.
Like, you've answered one of my Min 6
That's
questions.
a good point.
Can you answer 2?
Unlikely.
Yeah.
Right.
They're good. They're real good. And they're wild cards now.
All right. New core bolt with a boring shotgun. 2 Bulleteers. Shona.
I do think that Bulleteers have been shown up a little bit by Peacemakers.
I love
Forward
Peacemakers.
deployment.
Well, because the shotguns.
Super handy.
The shotguns and the fact that Peacemakers got a huge upgrade with forward deployment +8 rather than the fucking stupid ass mechanized deployment that they had before.
Sure.
Mm.
I know what that is. Let's move on.
It was forward deployment, but you could only deploy... All mechanized units had to be deployed within zone of control of the first mechanized unit deployed.
That's stupid.
Yeah, and like 4 things in the game had it. Like,
Merovingia was like the specialists
Yeah.
for it. They had so much of it.
and there's like one hawk
And
thing.
Look through like all of Merovingia, and anything that has forward deployment had that. That was their thing.
Yeah, so if you forward...
That was the
for
M
all the
in
people listening,
Merovingia.
Just the look of disgust on my face.
Oh, you look like I just shit on your dog.
Oh god, that would be such a pain. In the
No,
ass.
and that was the thing, is you looked at it, you're like... "Duh." And I also think, because mechanized deployment was so bad, you just overlooked Peacemakers.
Right.
He's like, fuck, mechanized deployment, I don't even know what that does, but everyone bitches about it. Moving on. Like, that's...
On its own,
Okay.
it wouldn't be bad. But anyway.
Heavy shotguns getting template mode's huge.
Especially too, just like a heavy shotgun with an aux spot
It's
as well.
so mean.
You pop around that corner and just force someone to make a shitty
terrible-
choice.
Especially if they, you can have enhanced reaction on these guys. Give them the burst 2 heavy shotgun and
Yep.
arrow. Love it. And they have a repeater built in. I love these guys. Consider 1 to 2 in every list.
Definitely agree.
Palbots or Palbots, Mulebots. You're going to take the Evo Hacker
Yep.
pretty often. The rest, whatever.
Maybe the other ones depend on the mission, but
If you need another 8-point order, sure. I don't like the total reaction bots.
Yeah.
I have yet to be convinced that a total reaction combi rifle is
You know what? Against some things, if you're worried about
a Raziat
yeah,
or a Van Zandt.
it's a backfield defensive piece.
Sure.
And you know what? A total reaction combi rifle for what's it? 16 points or
19.
something? 19. That's a little
Yeah.
rough. But
Armor 2.
and also too,
Yeah.
think about it this way: if you wanted to take that, why not just bring an Auxilia instead?
Or a TR bot. You don't
both
have
are
to
more
swing.
expensive.
No, the Auxilia is
are
not.
cheaper,
The Auxilia only gets burst 1.
Who cares? You have a flamethrower.
along with the combi rifle.
True.
Depending on deployment and table and blah 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 blah.
The only one of these TR bots I've ever really liked is the Hawk one. Because total reaction rifle light shotgun is hilarious.
Hey, you know what? I was talking about this not too long ago. The combined one with the plasma rifle has an interesting place in a.
Well,
in
that's
a,
not an evil.
We're all
That's
scared.
not a fat bot. That's,
We're all as scared of bears meta. It's an E
Sure.
drone. No, it's not.
No, it's not. Their Evo hacker
It's a Q drone. My bad.
has a combi rifle
Yeah.
and it isn't fat. Locusts. Locusts are weird. I have a weird.
I like locusts.
I like locusts, but
They're
because I don't
classified machines.
because I don't have a better option.
That's
I would
where
take
I'm at.
something other than a locust if I could, but I have to. Fuck you, locusts.
Locusts are CC20, that's just good enough. One of them has a DA close combat. Two of them. Ooh. BS12, Fizz 12, Whip 13, Arm 1, BTS 3, Mim 6, Infiltrator, Train Total, nice. Stealth, nice. I get real hung up on a couple things about these guys. One, their cheapest shit is like 25 points, and I'm not taking that one because I need a specialist.
And they're 1 wound?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If more of their fun profiles had some kind of specialist, I'd be a lot more intrigued in them.
If they had specialist operative across the board,
It'd be a different ballgame.
I mean,
Sure.
Because the SMG D-Charge Wild Parrot for 25 points, I actually like that. Wild Parrots are good.
Yeah, Wild Parrots are amazing.
Submachine guns are good. D-Charges are good. Infiltration's good. But I need a specialist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the fact that I have to take a hacker or a killer hacker
Is rough.
is rough. I love that they have breaker combi rifles, though.
The boarding shotgun grenades is pretty amusing. I don't know why you would ever take that, but I want to now. I've never even thought about that profile.
I like that it has drop bears, too.
What
Drop bears and the Wild Parrots are the only things that are like convincing on the profile. I would just bring the cheap one.
I would put out there, this is one of the few things in your army that has D-Charges.
Besides,
and they almost all have them.
Yeah, it's that and engineers. So
you need them. I mean, for anything with classifieds.
the hacker and the killer hacker are reasonably good gunfighters.
Anything where you need to blow up an objective, you need locusts.
or some of the DACC weapon.
You need locusts.
You need locusts.
Or tag.
Or locusts.
So DA close combat weapon in this army, only locusts have.
So my thinking is that the killer hacker is probably my pick,
They can camo state.
which is, well, not camo state.
They can marker state.
It's
You
a
know what I
humongous
meant.
difference though because of the -6. But
It's also a humongous difference because you walk through mines.
yeah, absolutely. But I think that's a big deal for them. That marker, that's the one I always pick.
Yeah, I would agree. The problem I have with them is they don't really want to be hacking.
No, but you're using that
Yeah,
for the
you're not-
marker
you're just
state
using
and
it for
to
the
be
marker
a
state.
hacker and to have D charges.
I understand. I know. I've used locusts. I get it.
Are you sure? Do you want us to explain it to you
No,
again?
Carl, let me explain your army to you.
Hey,
you
do
piece of shit.
Do you have those 2 points to get the extra locust in, though?
That's the half swick, man. That's the problem.
That's true.
They're weird.
And actively, I would actually consider not spending those 2 points, though. If it was hacking device plus, sure, because I can still go into Cybermask.
That's not allowed
That's
in
what
this
I
army.
want.
Yuching and Pano can't have hacking device plus.
Right. But this idiot loses like one dodge or something. He gets clipped by one bullet.
He's fucked.
Right.
He's in a hard place because he's that expensive infiltrator with 1 wound.
Right.
Doesn't have camo state. It's like Zeretz
Uh,
from Morats, and
Zerats don't impress me.
they shouldn't
Right.
because some idiot SAS with a chain rifle dunks on them.
So that's it, right?
Yeah, that is it for this army.
We did it, boys.
Not bad. That was like, what, about an hour and a half?
Something like that.
Not bad, yeah.
And Dashit should actually be a lot quicker.
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, let's
We're really going to blow through those profiles, probably.
Blow through you.
so
do
let's talk
Profiles.
about our army list. Who wants to go first?
Well, what do you have up first?
I have mine up first.
Then let's
do
do
yours.
you.
I fucking hate it. I rolled Biotech Vor.
Yes, you did.
I think
Wait,
it's
Carl, you didn't send your lists to the.
Oh, I didn't.
I don't know what
Now
you
you
took.
can't follow along.
All right, fine. Do a different one then.
Nope.
Let's do me. Fuck it.
No, I can already do it. Look, content. Look, fucking in podcast episodes even. You can just have it.
Oh shit! Hey, extra value, all of you. We're sending the list codes out in public, which we probably should have been doing all the time.
Man, imagine if you had a quality editor.
To be perfectly
Imagine.
honest, yeah, like, don't you just put the codes in?
Nope.
Right? Oh.
That's effort.
Oh. I was just under the assumption that Carl
Nope.
was doing that.
Nope.
So
For what?
for $5 per list, I will send you my lists
For-
each of these episodes.
For
$2
$10
a-
per list, I'll stop Bruce from doing this.
For $5 a month. No,
Stop Juice from doing
$3 a month to me. I'll just ignore both of them and do whatever you want.
this. Morgan, where do you stand on this?
I built my first NCA list 2 days ago. If you'd like to pay me for it, cool. You probably won't want to.
So, I have here a lot of bolts.
Shocking.
Bolt
it really makes sense for this because of the templates.
It
Can we
does.
can we just very quickly touch on what Biotech 4 is?
Biotech 4
That
is
pain.
hell of a mission.
Right.
It's a mission where if you don't get out of your deployment zone, you get eaten alive by BTS munching assholes.
Right.
Remotes take double.
So it's a
have to
it's a kill each other mission with classifieds.
4 classifieds.
Yeah, so it's
many.
4 classifieds, kill each other.
other.
And also you have to cross an 8-inch no man's land from your own deployment zone. So you have an 8-inch deployment, and then you have to cross 8 inches.
To be
so
safe.
your dudes need to spend at least a full movement in a straight line, and then one more order.
Yeah.
To at best be out.
If you don't have a motorcycle or some other mobility type thing,
Say goodbye.
Fire
you are
teams.
spending a minimum of 2 orders
Yep.
to get out of your deployment zone.
Yep.
Minimum.
This is one of those times where if you're going second, you strongly consider saying you can only do 1 coordinated order this turn.
Especially against vanilla.
Yep, because
you're
that
against
fucks
vanilla,
you. Then,
you should-
then they are taking casualties. Like,
Yep.
you have immediately killed some things.
Yes, that is worth mentioning. So
You
this
will.
is a hard mission
You
to
will.
build for. I think this might be the hardest mission to build for.
I would
Because
say
you have
so.
to get out of your deployment zone. You have to complete a lot of classifieds. You have to contest your opponent getting out of the deployment zone.
So
I think it depends on your faction.
I'll make the argument that because you have so many hidden players, you could stagger it and be a real piece of work about it.
I agree, and that is something that I have done.
All right.
So I start with Bolt multi-sniper, Bolt paramedic, Bolt boarding shotgun, machinist NCA, Bolt hacker, Bolt lieutenant. I know I wasn't talking about Lieutenant Bolt, but
Here we are.
here we are. Bulleteer Spitfire. So these are 2 fire teams. I do not care how you make them. You can have a core and a Harris. You can have a 4 and a 3. You do you. Get them in a fire team. You have 7 dudes. 4 and 3 is how I plan it.
Cool.
Get out of your deployment zone. You can always reforge what's left. The idea here is you have a hacker, a paramedic, multispectral visor, which matters, veteran troopers, all able to get out of your deployment zone and do things and stuff. Additionally, the multi-sniper is good in arrow. So if you get second
Yeah.
turn, it can...
And that's when you would probably want to do a core instead. Like
Sure.
a full 5.
Exactly. You need to make a game time decision of how you build these fire teams to best deal with your situation. 2 flash pull spots. Flash pull spots can get themselves out of the biotech war zone because they're 6/6.
Pretty handily.
They can also sacrifice their lives for more important things.
Sure.
The greater good.
Auxilia forward observer. This is a mine. If you have to deal with some Andromeda type thing, although Andromeda's been nerfed pretty heavily, but
And also,
This-
too, it's a classified.
it is a classified getter, and if you get out of your deployment zone, your opponent gets out of their deployment zone,
Oh, this guy's going to be a pain in the ass.
and then this guy's still alive, and your opponent's like oddly grouped up as they're just trying to escape their deployment zone, you just send this guy up and flamethrower
Yeah.
whatever you can.
Yep.
Smells like victory.
Group 2 has a flash pull spot, a Swiss guard with missile, as you do on this mission, a Tech B, a War Core, and a Hexa hacker. You leave them hidden. You definitely do not deploy them.
Right.
Especially... So, if you were going second, would you consider deploying them?
Maybe the Hexa.
Okay.
I would never deploy the Swiss guard.
For sure.
In fact, I like both of them being off the table because it's even more like what the fuck,
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
right? Because that's 90 points off the table.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Because that could be a lot of things. Will this list work? I have no fucking idea.
That's
I see
every
the
list in
potential.
Biotech 4.
It
That's how
really-
you feel going in. Unless you're playing maybe like Hawk Islam with all the IBTS.
I really wish you had like another Bolt or Wildcard or something to make a full 5 as well as a Harris.
I thought about that.
But I like the way you have the order group set up. I like the idea behind it. You have options.
Yeah, I toyed around with this a little bit, but it has a lot of weaknesses too. But it can do most of the classifieds.
I don't think there's a perfect list for Biotech 4.
There isn't.
So
Besides my JSA list,
That
which is
JSA list is
perfect.
fire.
literally perfection. Nobody
Well,
here can prove me wrong.
now it doesn't work.
Now it works different.
It's still good.
Works different.
It works a lot worse.
Thank you.
I used to play Biotech War a lot. We had a Hazard event with Hawk Islam, and I ran Assassins, and I just spammed Asawira, and they ate the Biotech War zone. Didn't give a shit.
Yeah, no, they wouldn't.
So it's
Because they
fine. I just
regenerate.
moved the
They
things
have
up.
amazing
2 wounds.
BTS.
And having 2
BTS,
wounds.
no,
Right.
BTS 9 first.
Oh, I know, but like,
first and foremost.
but like 2 wounds and BTS 9. So like the 1 wound bolt is not good enough. Even
Right.
with BTS 6,
Oh,
even with
it's scary
BTS
as
9,
fuck.
like.
BTS 9, there's risk, and I
But when you're 2 wound BTS,
BTS
9,
9, 2 wounds and I'll regenerate it.
yeah, exactly. No, also we're are like fucking made for this mission.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Bolts-
felt pretty good about it with mine.
Bolts are cute. You know, it's one of those things. Oh, they're BTS 9, but like, I think every time I've rolled Biotech 4 on my bolts, they've died. So like,
Right.
you know,
It is
It's,
what it is.
It is what it is.
It helps when like you fuck up and you're like, wait, I had to be a little bit further up from that building.
where it can get you though is if you plan for it and it, you know, you just roll a little bit worse. It's kind of like we were talking about with MSV, right?
Right.
Sometimes it's better to be like, not have this niggling,
Yeah.
like, but I could survive it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's reasonable.
I'm surprised you didn't have any like a peacemaker or something. Just because you lose nothing for going for it
Yeah,
with the confused deployment.
I thought about it.
But that's not a criticism. It's just a thought.
My thing is they don't really contest their first turn because they're not forward deployment enough.
Sure.
And I can't spend my first turn, if I'm going first, like, using it
Right.
because I got to get my own ass out of my deployment zone.
Yeah.
That was my thinking.
And especially, too, how much you get penalized for remotes in Biotech War itself.
Yeah.
That was the other thing I
that's a
was
good point.
thinking. Like,
Yeah.
but it is worth considering. He can get himself out of the tech zone himself.
Right.
Hard mission.
Yeah.
Mind wipe. Who's this?
That's me. Yeah, I did mind wipe.
Let's tell us about the mission, just briefly. Blow up some servers.
Blow up some servers. You have a hacker that that has a specific program to do that.
The Uber hacker. That can,
server-
now,
Uber hacker.
that can now be the Uber hacker.
Yes.
Very problems.
So I decided to bring Locust, hacker,
I think you have to.
2 Auxilia forward observers, machinist.
Mechanist.
We have an Ulan with the only profile we have. 2 Palbots
The best Ulan profile.
because it's the only
And
one.
the best Palbot profile.
Oh,
'Cause they're the only ones. Fusilier fire team, just with paramedic and missile launcher. Lieutenant is the Fusilier, and then group 2 I have.
this is like the prototypical Fusilier fire team, by the way.
Yeah, the
3 chuds with combi rifles. Fucking
Lieutenant
one of
and
them's a
decoy.
lieutenant. You have a paramedic and you got a missile. It's
simple and beautiful, and that's what's going to be defending my servers, along with maybe some of the Auxilia.
57 points, 5 orders, and a burst 2 missile. What do you want?
And in group 2, it's
Burst
going to
3
be
missile.
2 peacemakers with the heavy shotties, along with the Oxbots, a Locust with the submachine gun, D-charges, Wild Parrot, and then finally the humble Warcore.
Can hidden and or camo state guys have the Uber hacker program?
Camo can.
Hidden, no.
Hidden, no. Yeah, you
I
have to be on
believe
the
that is
table.
true.
But
So-
Camo can.
So yeah, the Hexa could do it.
Swissguard can do it.
Swissguard could do it. I chose a Locust because I could get up to the center the quickest, and I feel like that is pretty important.
This Wild Parrot Locust DA close combat weapon. I like that pick for this mission.
Thank you. I like that profile in this scenario because it also has D-charges.
Yeah, no, that's why I like it. And,
Yeah.
And Wild Parrots are fun kit.
Mm-hmm. And I have 2 peacemakers to do some sort of repeater coverage there to at least pretend to
Yeah,
have
contest
hackers.
it.
Yeah.
You know, the Wild Parrot's fun too because, like, depending on when you go, you can pretty easily dictate which server you control.
Yeah.
And that Wild Parrot can shut down the other one. Because
Wild
it just,
Parrots are still kind of rough though because they're just an EM mine. They don't get the like boosted crazy koala thing.
Sure,
Like,
it's just even having the peripheral rule though is not peripheral, perimeter
yeah.
is good enough to get a really crazy placement down. And just, if your dude's running up to the objective and eating an EM mine for it, that sucks.
And
It's
if
a waste of an order.
Opponent has moved a fire team up to go complete this objective. This guy can just, here's an EM mine. I'm going to pop up my head and submachine gun the shit out of your fire team.
Yep.
What are you going to do about it?
Or even just risk that on Mim 6 in cover.
Yeah.
Maybe you won't hit me. And you throw a wild parrot.
And once you get rid of the wild parrot, just suppress the fire.
Right.
And cackle.
And yeah, again, like you also have the Auxilia up there to at least kind of cordon off the midfield.
I wish you had a Fusilier hacker in your list.
I have the Swick for it. Do I have the points for
No,
it?
they're 18. Fusilier hackers are 15. They're only 15. You
So-
could drop a Palbot.
Palbot or the Warcore. Probably Palbot.
The reason is you have a lot of repeaters. You have a lot of
Yeah.
deployable repeaters. Your opponent is likely to have a hacker.
At least one.
Having a Sixth Sense hacker in your army,
Pretty important.
One thing I'll note that just sucks, and this isn't... You can't coordinate order deployable repeater, and that's just sad. And that's because of the Oxbots. Now, if you get the Oxbots killed, go for it, King.
I do intend on suicide.
Go get them Oxbots killed, and then you live your best deployable
I like the
coordinate
deploy-
order life.
so I kind of like the deployable repeater as an arrow when you're going to die. Like your Oxbot's dead. Some
Okay.
asshole comes, like asshole heavy infantry that you have no chance of killing.
Yeah,
right?
you're
Like
just
a
like,
mobile
hey.
Miata
Yeah.
with a boarding shotgun comes around a corner and goes, hey. And you go, I'm going to die, but here's this thing. Have fun activating.
Right. Can you imagine that dude getting that order?
Right?
Put your repeater down, but I'm gonna to put it down. And they go, alright.
Did I fucking stutter? I like this list. I do think upgrading a Fusilier to a hacker
I agree. That makes sense.
helps protect your Ulan.
Helps protect your
Okay,
own
here's
deployment
the
zone
question.
too.
Why not a Squallow? A Squallow can break objectives.
Can't the Ulan as well?
No.
But the Ulan's cool.
Isn't don't tags get the...
It depends on the mission.
+1 burst Feuerbach.
Most missions, no.
So that also frees up some more points, right?
It sure does. Now, I don't know if you want to take a Squallow, but I'm not saying the Ulan's bad.
I
It's
think
just...
this Ulan is more useful
Agree.
to get rid of enemy arrow pieces
Sure does.
and engage from a... Because I don't have any other really long-range fighters besides that.
And the missile, but...
No. Shut the
Oh
fuck
yeah,
up.
you're gonna gunfight with your burst 2 missile.
No, I'm good.
I think I did that at Adepticon.
I did too. I did
think
against
had
Ian the
to.
other day.
I was like, I hate this. I think it was against military orders. I'm like, I hate this. Fuck you.
I had my Volkolak fight a Boig. And I'm like, well, this is actually the best chance I've got right now.
Sometimes you have to take this.
And then I lost that fight, took a wound, and stopped doing that.
This is a good list for this mission, and I think this is a mission that Pano struggles with.
Agreed.
Break the thing is hard.
Get there and break the thing.
Yeah.
Oh, if I could just use my Feuerbach on it.
And also, too, I think one of the big things, like the only faction that can kind of do this in Pano reasonably well is gonna be military orders.
Yeah. And even they...
Struggle.
It's a hard mission for them, because your opponent is incentivized to take hackers.
And boy, you don't want to deal with hackers.
And boy, are they not super thrilled with a lot of enemy hackers.
Right.
One enemy hacker, sure, resets and firewalls, and maybe you can blow their brains up. But if they have
Multiple
a
hackers,
2
hell
hackers,
no.
3 hackers, like you're starting to get isolated.
Yeah.
Talking about more than one?
I know, right? All right, moving on. Who's high class here?
That's me.
I doubt it.
Classy.
Oh,
Okay.
Look at you changing up the Fusilier fire team,
What do you mean?
spicing it up.
I have points. So, okay, actually, there is a reason for this.
Yes.
And I'll circle back to it.
So
because
highly
it's
classified.
Highly classified. You don't know what the fuck you're getting into. You can have any... it's basically just based on the classified deck.
Yeah, draw a million
And
classifieds.
that shit sucks. So you have to be prepared for everything, which is what I was trying to do. So, Group 1, we have the Fusilier fire team here. We got Lieutenant, Paramedic, Fort Observer, which is the Spice,
Yeah.
then the Fusilier Combi Rifle, and a Missile Launcher. The Fort Observer is just in case your other Fort Observer gets got, and if your missile gets got, what are you going to do with that fire team? You got 4 orders that you could spend on getting this guy up to do
No, fair enough.
classifieds. But anyway, Machinist NCA, Bolt Paramedic, Bolt Multi-Sniper. So those 3 could mesh depending on your mission. However, you could also throw in the Bulleteer, which is the Bulleteer Spitfire I have to round the group out. You decide that moment, once you draw those first cards, what you want to deal with.
And you can't go wrong either way, to
Right.
be honest. Because a Bulleteer on its own with marksmanship is deadly. A Bulleteer
Right.
in a fire team is slightly more deadly.
Right.
But he
So-
drags friends along for his murder rampage.
Right. So it really comes down to, do you need that paramedic doing things or not? If you don't, I might leave him behind. You know? Because Bolt, Sniper, Bolt...
You even consider leaving the engineer behind.
that too. Yeah, because if you don't have any decharge things, sure,
The
leave
only
him
thing that
behind.
matters is bringing back the Bulleteer.
Yeah,
and-
and even then, you could spend a few minutes, like,
Yeah.
getting the machinist up and
Or
doing
just not.
something. Or fuck it. So, over to group 2, we've got a Hexa Hacker, which I think is just the pick for this. If you need a hacker that's getting around to do classifieds, sure, take the Hexa. Camouflage will get you there.
It's a shitty sounding
Yeah,
card.
that dude agrees with me. Peacemaker Heavy Shotgun. This is mostly just to lock down people from doing their
I like
thing.
the repeater too, though.
Yeah, it's a defense option. I mean, hands down, right?
The Hexa can surprise people because you can always leave it hidden.
Yeah.
And if your opponent's like herder, I'm gonna, you know,
Yeah. Throw it next to your HVT or something. Like,
do some
maybe.
cute, like hacking thing.
Yep.
And then you surprise them with an extra hacking arrow.
Yeah. So then next up, we got the Locust Hacker. This is just to, be a hacker for... He's an infiltrating hacker for your things. Also,
And-
your decharge.
and a decharger.
That's it. Garuda Forward Observer. Same deal. Just
Big
to get...
fan of him.
Yeah, I mean, he can clear out some shit. He can do all your forward observing.
Something that I didn't mention with him is because you're very likely to have a Bulleteer in your list and or a Peacemaker, you're likely to have an Evo hacker.
Yeah.
You could try the combat jump.
You sure could. It's not great, but if you need it, it's
I
there.
tried to combat jump agaast Methuselah without an Evo hacker.
Oh.
Could have won me the game.
Hey, coin
But
flip.
you didn't.
I did not stick the landing.
50-50, right?
He
Gilbot
said
Hacker.
it was still probably the right call.
Right,
So
no,
if
I
he
agree.
said it,
Yeah,
I agree with him.
hey.
He's a much better
He
player
knows
than
what
me.
he's talking about. But yeah, I did take the Evo Hacker, which is next up.
Makes
And
sense.
then Uma, last up. I hit a point where I had all the shit I needed. I didn't have enough points
You
to
have
do...
32 points. That's an awkward point level in this army.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I had 32 points. My fire teams were kind of figured out. And Uma,
What are you
honestly...
going to do? Take a Orc multi-rifle Timbot -3?
Right. So Uma is a camo marker. She deploys up, and she can go clear out some shit.
And she's a veteran trooper because she's a character.
Yeah, so she can do... I actually did think about that, because she could deploy almost up to the midfield, run over, do those... I forget the classifieds, but it's like, do a whip check because you're a character.
Yeah.
And EM mines, SMG, all that shit makes her just... Even if you're not using her for classifieds, nightmare to get by.
She can also, just be a speed bump.
Yeah, exactly.
When you don't need her, just cool.
So that's my thinking.
I like
a
it.
solid
This is
list.
not how I would build highly classified.
Really?
It's not that far off. The Uma is the real wild card. I wouldn't think about her. I need to end the Locust. Just don't like Locusts. It's a mean
They're
thing.
so useful for that, though.
What else would you take for decharges?
I
Your
have to for
machinist?
engineer. That's what I do.
No.
It's one classified with the decharge, right?
Having redundancy is useful.
Sabotage.
There should be a couple.
But you know what? He's the guy for sabotage, though.
Yeah. Are there any others? It's just sabotage, right?
Isn't there... So there's one for enemies half of the table and then one for enemies deployment zone, correct?
No, it's still
just
just
the one.
sabotage.
Shows
There's
you what
like
I know.
mapping, which is forward observer or hackers.
Yeah.
Which he could still do.
Yes.
One thing that I'm decidedly bad at in this list is Predator. But, oh well.
That's...
I had
Pano
to.
often is going to struggle with Predator.
Honestly,
You know what a lot of armies do?
I was thinking about Shona in this point, category 2.
Here's the thing, though, with
Just throwing her
Shona. Is
there.
even
No
Shona...
way.
She's more of a cruise missile to fuck one thing.
Yeah, she's
She's
not going
not-
to do it repeatedly.
she's not gonna survive.
She
anything
could, but it's not like a
Unlikely.
bear.
She's not. Yeah.
Or like an Achilles. She doesn't have the wounds or the armor.
No. So I just kind of decided to not deal with it.
I agree with your choice.
So what you could consider,
Mm-hmm.
if you did Uma, she could core in your bolt fire team that you make your core on your turn, and on
Right.
your last order you swap it back to your Fusiliers.
I've thought about this. I did actually think about that. I just, I mean, it would be cool because then I don't have to pick between
You get both.
what bolt I take. Yeah, you just drag all
It's expensive
5
on the
of them
command
up.
tokens, though.
I'll take one. And then
The
realistically,
thing is, when the missile dies, who cares about that Fusilier
that's
fire
what I'm
team?
saying.
Who gives
So
a
like
shit?
it's one command token to reform the core team for the Fusiliers when you go
Yeah.
and do that, and then it's one more to get your Harris back up and running.
If
when
you even
decide
want to.
who you do
should.
want a Harris for at least 3 of them, and then
Yeah.
they're all going to be within 8 of each other. Pick
You
the
can also
right.
coordinate or suppressive fire with some of them.
Sure.
I mean, Bulletier and suppressive fire is gross.
Yeah, I
Sure
don't want
is.
to deal with that.
No one does. And we're going to skip Morgan's list.
Yeah, fuck you, Morgan. Yeah, we decided that Morgan doesn't know what he's talking about.
I
so
don't.
I'm just gonna move
So
on.
his list is titled, probably not.
This is... Oh.
Okay, so I also there's the positioning of some of them is a mistake. The Swiss Guard should be in Group 1 and the 2 Auxilia should be in Group 2.
All right,
you
what
want.
is your mission?
Okay, I had
Armory.
The Armory. Thank you.
Oh.
Interesting mission.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, so read your list out to us.
Okay, so what I've got in Group 1 is a CSU with a boarding shotgun, a CSU with a combi rifle plus 1 burst nanopulsar, Fusilier forward observer with deployable repeater, Fusilier missile launcher, Fusilier combi rifle for a core in Group 1.
It's your lieutenant. We don't have hidden information here, Morgan.
Yeah, but it is... Oh, yeah, sorry. It's my lieutenant also. It could be anything. Who knows? I mean, there's also Auxilia in the list, so...
And they are the same whip, right?
Yeah, right.
Which is actually a very relevant.
Yeah, so, right, it actually kind of matters.
If you have a Swick or half Swick, consider it. If you're not taking
You know
a
what?
specialist
No.
Auxilia,
What opponent would expect that he could have done it for Auxilia and he made it the
I
Fusilier?
Goomba stomped a Lieutenant Fusilier the other day. 'Cause I'm
Right,
like,
but
that's
would
your
you-
lieutenant. But if there was an Auxilia on the
You
table and
would've
I
thought it
counted up
was
the
the Auxilia.
Swick and there was half a Swick missing, I'd be like,
Yeah.
this is not a sure thing anymore.
Yeah.
Do I do this?
So Morgan's brilliant is what we're getting at.
Totally...
He's at least handsome.
Totally by design. Clearly, I made that choice with all the things you just said. Anyways,
Yeah.
I got a Peacemaker heavy shotgun, another Peacemaker heavy shotgun, a Hexa hacker, regular hacker, not the killer hacker, and a Swiss Guard heavy machine gun in Group 1. Group 2, I've got 2 Auxilia with combi rifles, just basic Auxilia, a Bolt Hacker, which is probably the one thing in the list I don't necessarily love, but meh. A Bolt Spitfire and Shona Carano, and they are a Harris.
You know what I'll say about the Bolt Hacker, though? Is that it's EM mines and a boring shotgun.
Sure, and no,
in a
so
Harris team, and that's disgusting.
Right, so I went with lots of peripherals, right, because that's what you do in this mission, right? Lots of bodies, things you can throw in the armory. Hopefully, you get second turn, which is super, in my opinion, critical to armory, and you just throw your Oxbots in there and you deal with it. The only thing my group
Peacemakers and a door, too, are pretty obnoxious.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean between the 2 Peacemakers and the 2 Auxilia, that's 8 bodies. And I have found, and as someone, I told you this before we started, but as someone who normally runs really heavy fire teams, this mission really broke that on me, and I've tried it and failed so many times that I am just more interested in dealing with it with mass numbers.
So I have a question. Why not take or consider taking the missile Swiss Guard? Because he does have a light shotgun. You can do cute things with that.
It's mostly for a lack of knowledge.
That's fair.
The heavy machine gun's not a bad choice, in my opinion.
Also, that's your long range gunfire, though.
It's true.
Nothing else here fights
Yeah,
over
that was my right. That
Spitfire
was my,
range.
I wanted one long range gunfighter, and really, like I said, the Bolt. I probably could have done a Peacemaker instead of the Bolt Spitfire, but I really do like bolts, so I just wanted the Bolt Spitfire in there, and then the Bolt Hacker. I think I changed that to the Paramedic, and
I don't mind the Bolt Hacker.
I mean, I threw a Fusilier forward.
I like that he can marker state when he doesn't need to be in the fire team anymore to go into the armory and do terrible things to whatever is in there.
I mean, just an impersonation marker in the armory is a whole can of worms.
That's true too.
With Oxbots also in the armory.
Yeah.
Something I would consider is putting 1 Peacemaker in Group 2 and 1 Auxilia in Group 1.
Okay, split them up.
So that, depending on the turn order, right, you can spend 14 orders on Peacemakers if, for whatever reason, you need to.
Okay.
Because 2 Peacemakers in Group 1, you're never going to use both of them in your active turn, and they're both in the same area.
You know, I
And they're
learned
both
this
forward
about
deployed.
bears. when we talked about this after the fact is
Yeah.
that like
Split the groups.
because
Yeah.
like
If you have two similar attacking pieces,
You shouldn't
they
have them
shouldn't be
together.
in the same group.
right.
Okay.
And in my opinion,
I
No, I
agree.
feel that.
I think that makes the most sense.
Sure.
normally, like
Right.
exceptions, blah 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 blah. But like, if your opponent deploys shittily, and you can just like rampage with 14 orders on peacemakers on them,
Do it.
boy does it feel bad on turn 1 when you're like, oh, I have to spend a command token to swap it,
Right.
and then you don't because you forget.
Right.
Right.
You get 5 orders in, you're like, wait, I could murder him if I had another X orders of peacemakers or auxilia, right?
Sure. Yeah.
And like maybe it's the kind of thing where turn 1 you spend the 5 orders in group 2 on that peacemaker and go murder, and then you want to get one of your auxilias up.
Right.
Now you can do both.
Sure. Yeah, I threw the thought process was again having experienced the armory and failed with the idea of heavy, and you can run heavy lists that work for armory too. It's not that it doesn't work, but
I think some armies do it a lot better than others.
sure. But I like that
NCA is
you
not
know
one of those armies.
there's
No.
templates everywhere. CSU's templates, 12 points for a +1 burst nano pulsar and a fire team. You know, if you need to run up your core, say that you know it's at that point in the game where
Or just leave
duo the CSUs.
right.
Or do a core of the Ford Observer and 2 CSUs, leave the 2 Tuds behind, and just get your burst 3 nanopulsar in
Right.
that armory.
Yeah, I just wanted lots of templates,
And
lots
then put
of
a repeater
bodies.
down. I don't know.
Yeah. And there's hackers in case I can, you know, get in hacking range. And then there's obviously tons of
I also think it's disgusting that
Repeaters.
you can choose not to deploy your Hexa or your Swiss Guard,
Yeah.
and now you have 3 orders missing from the table.
I would not be cool about that.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you have 12 orders
I think,
and you're NCA.
in my opinion, with NCA, you should always consider only having 14 orders deployed,
Yep.
because make them think about it.
yeah.
I'm guessing.
I like it. This is way different than...
I just again,
weird and I
wanted
like it.
bodies. Yeah, I thought I played with a couple lists and I was like, you know
I
what?
dig it.
Having the Oxbots and peripherals that you do along with like the great templates, I like the way this is shaping up. I'm not super sold on the CSUs in there, but I understand why you did it.
But if you get that team,
Oh,
into
I love
room,
the
those
CSUs are one of the things I'm actually really confident on in the list, especially the
Yeah.
Nanopulsar CSU.
No,
Those CSUs can post up on doorways and just shred.
And trade.
I understand that. It's just like my fear of moving the full core
Yeah.
I would never move all
would
5.
be super
Well, you know
risky.
what though?
Sure.
Okay, here's my thinking though. It's so hard to get an angle that directly goes through the room, and the room blocks line of sight entirely. You
Yeah.
pretty much have a window of being able to just walk up on a post.
And it's why, like, the Swiss missile is not as appealing on a mission like this, because you're not trying to get really past the center line.
Well, I have a
Right.
missile. I have the Fusion
I mean,
missile
if,
for it.
if
yeah.
you could
Cool.
set up with a line on the door,
Yeah,
sure.
I like it. I like it. Okay, moving on to Dashit. Do we have anything else to say about NCA?
NCA is cool.
I really love NCA. They are my comfort blanket.
They're fun.
You know, Ariadna is John and Bruce's fucking.
I thought
weighted
combined was
blanket.
Bruce's new thing.
I don't know.
What do you think is your thing right now?
What's your warm, cozy blanket? Not what you're playing right now. What's your
you
like?
guys?
No, someone
Oh,
says
yo,
No,
hey,
what makes you feel good about yourself?
someone says, hey,
Hanging
you
out
have
with you
you have to
guys.
play Infinity. You have to do well. What do you play?
It would probably be combined. But I think I would probably want to jump back into JSA and try out all the new fire teams and stuff like
Sure.
that.
Sounds like you don't have a comfort blanket.
You need
You
comfort
don't have an army
blankets
that you just like that just
Goes?
you vibe with.
yeah.
I mean, I vibe with all of them. That's the problem.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
Uh,
same.
You see, like,
The
okay, like
only-
I
the
vibe
only
with
army-
Corregidor, but like,
The only army that I'm having real hang-ups with in terms of like list building and all that stuff is any of the Yu Ching stuff. There's too many toys to play with, and I want to play with all of them, and I can't.
see, you've spanked my ass with
I have.
Imperial
Invincible Army.
Invincibles. Yeah,
Yeah, and I really do enjoy playing with them, but with the new fire team changes and stuff,
Invincibles is weird.
I
to
still
build.
need to
yeah. I
suss it
I
out.
know.
Sure. I don't have a comfort army right now. I really don't.
It'll be Starmada soon.
It will definitely be Starmada
By this
soon.
time next year, it'll be Starmada.
I know you
Yeah.
start backwards and forwards, so I guess that would be a comfort army, but like it's not an army where it's like, oh, I can easily tangle with all
Yeah,
these.
well, because you're playing fucking USR. But man, those new fire teams are actually really cool for them.
Yeah.
I honestly think that they came out really ahead.
Agreed.
And I think NCA wasn't hurt at all by the fire team.
That's
Agreed.
also a big point.
Like, Blackfire fire team, the multi-rifle was trash.
Yeah.
Now that the heavy rocket launcher can fire team, big deal.
Yeah.
Like, actually big. Much
Yeah.
better than
Yeah.
what it was doing before.
And that's probably actually a good segue into Dashit is talking about like what is their fire team comp, right?
Man, what a fucking opposite army. Let's just say that.
Yeah, so NCA, I think, is a very vanilla army that has some disgusting tricks.
Yes.
And those tricks are Swiss Guard. And I'm going to end my sentence there.
And also, wow.
bolts.
Good luck getting irregular orders in that army.
You
Where-
have... No, they're sexy.
In NCA?
They're sexy. And they're not covered in cum yet. It's the Tech B.
Yeah, okay.
In the War Corps.
Forgot what the fuck you were talking about there. Okay, do you pay more than 6 points for an irregular order?
No.
Right.
You
so
can't.
it's your war core, it's your tech B.
Yes.
I mean, you can take 2 irregular orders.
Does anything...
in
Does
NCA.
Shona have Frenzy?
No.
She should. She could be cheaper.
That's why she's the instructor, is that she can be really angry and not lose her shit.
And she's not shocking me because she refuses to do, like, implants or something.
L host body. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, she rejects
L
that.
host bodies are no wounding cap, no shock immune. That's how that goes.
Thanks, Lore Master.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so this
Yeah, I
one-
read sometimes. It's my superpower.
I got a new book. I got a couple new books. I got
I
2 of the
want
RPG
Raven
books.
Eye.
Me too.
Damn it!
I want to know why patches have cubes.
I got one of the Human Sphere books too.
So
That's
yeah,
some good shit.
But yeah, Dashot's weird, and you have a lot of irregular orders.
Dashot can take tractor mules.
They can.
And that's
so,
probably the most OP thing about them.
so fire team wise, they're actually pretty limited. They have a
Yeah.
Gulam fire team where it's Gulams and Fiddler FTO. You have the Brawlers fire team, which is Brawlers and Monstruckers.
Mommy
Hold on,
trucker.
just to
dude.
throw in there
God, I
though,
love their fire teams.
diggers count as brawlers, which
sure
is a
do.
huge deal.
Big deal.
I wonder if that will come up later.
Oh,
Yes.
Perhaps it will for everyone's list.
You can have the Odalisks fire team.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. Who cares?
Where
So-
Miranda Ashcroft counts as one.
Hooray. You can have a Zuyong fire team. That's actually cash money.
Yeah,
Uh,
with a Roshi.
yeah. Yeah.
I went back and rewrote a lot of lists trying to come up with this, trying to get a Roshi slammed in there.
I really should have, but
And
Before-
I did. I landed on that.
before we
Okay.
even get to my army list, I am not at all satisfied with my Dashot Biotech Vor.
Dude, my
list.
fucking shit.
I feel pretty good about mine.
You gotta be comfortable with things being dumb.
Yeah. Sometimes things.
That's this army.
If there's one quote people should take away from this podcast, it's that right there.
Yeah.
Just be dumb.
I'm super dumb. I dumb as much as I can.
Yeah, no,
I
just,
believe that.
just
But you
go
fun.
full
People
dumb.
like you. They've got a bunch of duos: Fasid, Remote FTO, Rafiq, Maggie, and Motorized Bounty Hunters.
Maggie.
Damn with that Maggie.
Best tag in the game.
Best looking tag in the
Sexiest.
game.
Yes.
Biggest. Definitely
Biggest.
Biggest and hardest.
Biggest and hardest.
The wild cards are
most scorpion.
bounty hunters, of which they can take 4, by the way. Sforza, FTO, Miranda Ashcroft, who is an Odalisk, Valerie Gramaz, and Diggers, which count as brawlers.
Which pretty neat.
Woof.
Honestly, that's all you need to read.
Yeah.
Everything else here is pretty vanilla. The Zuyongs are cool.
So what are the I mean, do you want to go just down?
I was going to go straight down.
Sounds good. Let's start with
They
Gulams
get
then.
Gulams. We've talked about Gulams before.
Gulams are incredible.
Gulams, along with... I think you could make an argument that they are better than Fusiliers.
I mean,
Yep.
with
Light
that,
shotguns.
They're up there.
Only because of
I
light
think it's
shotguns.
because light shotguns are incredibly OP,
the high whip is super nice.
and Whip 14 is stupid.
Mhm.
And they have
Good.
some pretty excellent lieutenant options too. I mean, the Gulam +1 command token is worth it.
Yeah, for
And
a
also-
4-point upgrade to get a command token, and you're a Whip 14 lieutenant.
Yep.
Super legit. Number 2 exists. NCO exists for no fucking reason.
The hacker's cool, and I'll make the case for the NCO grenade launcher, smoke grenade launcher.
It's okay.
It's not great. It's not great, but in a core fire team, you can spec fire that
You are
with your
also-
NCO order you're not using otherwise.
often gonna have Swick
Sure.
in this army.
Yeah. Yeah, I only used 4.
The Doctor +3 is a standout, though.
Yep.
Fucking 15
Humongously.
points? You're
Yeah.
fucking kidding me.
Yeah, no, the Gulams are sick.
And you bring the two helper bots with it.
If you want.
Or you fire team it if you need to.
I
guess you yeah, you know what? You're probably better off Palbon it. You're right.
Well, because you're palbotting on 17s.
Yeah, it's insane.
With cube rerolls for those things.
I really like the EM Mine deployable repeater profile for 13 points too. EM Mines for 13 points can be pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's a bit of a shame to have to spend orders on it.
Sure.
But
Yeah,
like
Mine Lair would be nice. But 13 points.
Yeah. Gulams are great. I don't love the Gulam fire team
No.
in this army.
No, there's a better one though. That's why.
And it mostly it's because there's no wild cards that are at all appealing to that, right? None of these matter.
Yes,
And
sir.
a Gulam missile or a Gulam sniper is
BS11. You're not fighting with them.
it's okay.
Shouldn't
I mean,
be trying to,
it's
at
it's
least.
that thing, right? Where like we say that fire team the changes weren't that big a deal because it's like 1 or 2 BS, right?
It's a big deal.
But
It is for these guys.
when you look at a Gulam versus a Fusilier missile, one of them is much more appealing than the other.
Yeah.
Doesn't help that the Gulam missile is more expensive.
Yeah, I never, even when I play Hawk, which is one of the other factions, I don't run Gulams. There's never a fighting profile in a Gulam. For me. It's just not my preferred way to take him.
Agreed.
Doctor.
Yeah.
I bring the doctor almost every
I
time.
think back in pre-fire team update, there was a case when you could wildcard in something spicy, but not
In
I
this
used to
army-
run 4 Gulams and 1 Osawira.
In this army, no.
right.
Because there
Like,
is nothing spicy that...
in a lot of armies. I don't know many things that count as gulams that are worth taking as a hit piece.
Yeah, and
So,
like you don't want Gulams up in the thick of it, even with their light shotguns, because they
Right.
might just all die.
Yep.
You can take a Najarun engineer.
Sure.
It's a basic
Okay.
engineer.
I mean, it's a pretty good basic.
They're
engineer.
good at basic engineer.
Yeah,
fucking
let's
Whip
fucking
14.
hold up
D-charges.
on that.
Yeah, no, cool. Rifle light shotgun. Fuck
But
yeah.
there are cooler
Cheaper than the
engineers.
doctor, the fucking military orders engineer.
There's a cooler engineer in the faction.
Is it?
There's at least
Dozers?
one
Is
because
it
there's
Fiddler
the
the Diddler?
Monstrucker,
It's definitely
Oh, okay.
Dozers.
That's fucking Fiddler, guys.
The mom-
We'll get there.
the Mommy Trucker.
Is it 112?
Those are doctors.
So Monstruckers are in this army. You can take 2
Thanks,
of them.
John.
And they can be in a fire team.
They can, but why?
Fire monster.
How does that work
Monstruckers?
for them? There's regular orders.
Yeah,
there's a fire
wasted.
team,
You just
and their orders-
you
It's
waste
not-
your regular order.
Or you convert it, or
Okay.
You just use. What do you mean
pop
you
them
waste
out
it?
of it,
Sure. Then they
and they'll
rejoin
rejoin
later.
it later.
Hold up. I'm
can't-
sorry. Maybe
you can't
I'm.
spend irregular orders on a fire team.
Ha! My list sucks. You boy didn't know that. I never knew that.
You can only spend task
This is a new
awareness.
thing.
I only thought it counted as just you had to use it on him, which I thought was like, oh, I'll just throw drop
You can
bears.
only spend tactical awareness orders on a fire team,
And they have to be the leader for it.
Holy shit!
and lieutenant orders also
Wait,
can't
rewrite
be
it.
spent
We'll
on
go
fire
left.
teams.
Yeah, give me a second. Here we go.
Yeah, you can fix it real quick.
I'm going to hold on.
So yeah, Monstruckers are fine, but
Where I take issue with Monstruckers is I'm so hype on all the other irregular orders in this army
Yes.
I don't
that I
want
can't
more.
afford more irregular
And you
orders.
really don't need an engineer that badly.
And you don't need this engineer because
Right,
in
that's-
some armies this is a better Pano engineer, straight up better upgrade.
Monstruckers are great. It's just not here.
And like the Najarun engineers kind of dump on them
and they're cheaper.
And they're
in
regular.
the engineering role, right? They fight similarly with a light shotgun.
Yeah.
They don't have drop bears. Okay.
Whatever.
Sure. But if you're spending orders on drop bearing your Monstrucker,
You're a silly goose.
woof.
Odalisks.
These guys are really interesting. Very
They're
solid.
so weird. CC 18, CC attack -9.
Which, gets
That's a
around
stat line.
martial arts, natural born warrior, any of that shit.
I don't love Odalisks.
I don't either.
Yeah.
Never
BS 12,
have.
Fizz 10, Whip 14, Arm 2, BTS 0, Courage, Shock Immune, NWI. So they are 2 wound. Not a very high quality 2 wound, but they are 2 wound. 23 points. They all either have 6th Sense or 360 Visor.
Cool.
And those are the same points cost. And they're the same. So pick your poison.
360 Visor, Spitfire, and Nanopulse seems very interesting.
Yeah, I like
yeah,
360
30 points
visors
in a
lot.
SWIC gets you a Spitfire, nanopulsar. They all have multi-pistols, by the way,
Which is cool. Yeah.
which is cool.
CC Tech -9.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Like,
Yeah.
And a pair of CC weapons.
Again,
Just to
and,
be an asshole.
like having that in a Harris, you could bully something with them. Or
You know
you
what's-
could
They're
bully
just an
something
expensive
solo.
bully piece. They just feel like they almost feel like a warband, like a weird warband that's
They're-
just really expensive.
A
To me.
weird 2-wound warband that can kind of shoot, and it can fight.
But like, they're not amazing at anything.
And even their fighting, yes, they're putting their opponent at a big negative.
But like, okay, look at Achilles. Achilles is CC 27 on a good day, right?
Yeah.
So you're putting Achilles at CC 18, and he's putting you on 15.
And
You're
he
still
hits
losing.
you once and you explode.
Exactly.
You hit him, maybe you para him.
And you probably won't.
And you probably won't because he's fizz stupid.
Yeah. So he's like what, 15?
Yeah, I
So
think
it's
so.
like it's just under half. It's like
And if you multi-pistol him, okay.
not much.
You gotta do it a couple times.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Achilles is like a bad benchmark for like 22-point model
And then-
versus
and even-
Achilles.
Even then, like, you have to deal with like a tiger or something. If the tiger gets in during his active turn, it just berserks you.
Or
Right.
chain rifles you.
Yeah, or chaple.
I
But
will
guys,
say
you can bring a Harris of Odalisks, and you could be burst 3 flash pulsing on Whip 14.
No.
no,
anymore.
actually,
Guys.
burst bonus doesn't.
Oh, geez, 2 in a row.
Yeah,
I'm just going to shut
learn
up.
the fucking rule.
That was a change from N3.
Well, fuck me.
Yeah.
All right. Well, again, I don't know the rules.
New list.
Yeah, revision number 3 coming now.
I wrote a burst 5 flash pulse list. Fuck.
No, I definitely didn't put Odalisks in my list. I don't like Odalisks.
I think I have a better place in Ramah. No, in Kapukaki, where they're wild cards.
I think one of these splashed in is a lot more appealing than like
A team.
2 of
Yeah.
them with some other thing.
And you have bounty hunters if you want to like actually keep them cheap. As
Bounty
well.
hunters like kind of fight like them though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like they're not that far off.
What's-
they're cheaper by a lot.
What makes their
Yeah.
their para CC weapon? Sorry, let me rephrase. What makes their -9 CC attack a lot less interesting is that their para CC weapon is nothing.
I think that's to not be abusive.
Sure, but you know what? Make it.
I think-
it fucking abusive.
All right, do you want to have a different way of thinking of this? All right, they have Icole from last edition, so they have CC attack
Means nothing
-3.
to me.
They have CC attack -3.
Okay,
It used to be only against living models.
sure.
It was a Toha thing or some shit. And their para CC weapon, their -6 on that is glued to their multi-pistol. Boom. There you go. How would you feel about the stat line if...
I don't feel great about it. That's my point.
Could you let her out the back
Yeah.
before she, I don't know, pees all over the house or
Yeah,
whatever?
got it.
We've had this happen. Moose just...
That was our first episode.
Was it really?
Oh, the peed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of pee, homie.
I'd have to clean up. That wasn't my problem.
It was my problem.
Thank you.
Odalisks are weird. I don't know how to feel about them.
I'm okay with the 22 cheap. If you're going for a cheap one and you function it like a warband for 2 wounds and shock immune, it's not. I don't feel like it's a bad idea, but I just don't. I just would rather bring other things.
That's fair.
Boshi bazooks.
I love these guys.
They're so good.
Fuck. I hate having Biotech 4.
Remember my Bashi Bazook that came in our last game we played, and the one I cheated on. I had extra
You
orders.
called them all Yon-Yons.
Oh, that was a Yon. I had Bajis too. That was what I cheated. I had 2 Bajis also in my.
Well, he could have had 3 Yon-Yons come in on that order. You don't know.
I don't know what he brought in because
I just cheated. I just forgot I had 2 extra orders in a group.
So, Boshi bazooks are irregular parachutists with hollow mask, hollow projector, surprise attack, BS 11, armor 2. The rest of the stats basically don't matter. 12 points gets you a submachine gun chain colt. That is so inexpensive.
They're good.
For how obnoxious it is.
Yep.
And I don't... There's other profiles that are also good.
And do you always bring it in on parachutists? Because I'm like, that hollow mask is kind of neat for... Because you're having to
That's the
waste...
thing. You can deploy 3 things.
it's obvious when they show up.
No, but you could just deploy them. You don't have to parachute.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like-
yeah.
That's what I'm
That's
saying.
what you're asking.
You use them as
Okay, my bad.
You use them as whatever the hell you want them to be.
Yeah.
The one thing I would say is this army's not super interested in backline fighting. And what are they going to hollow mask as?
Dozers.
That's-
Diggers.
Libertos. Diggers.
You're not doing Libertos. They have to forward deploy.
They don't have to.
You absolutely
Who
have
line
to
shock
forward-
troopers?
No.
Swiss Guard.
Yes.
Cytotogen.
No,
3 Cyto tokens.
I think in this army, I'm not as interested in that. I
Sure.
think in other armies, I'm pretty interested in that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
UK, I'm pretty fucking interested in the 30 mobile brigada list or whatever the hell nonsense you can get to in that.
Yeah.
Specialist rifle light shotgun for 15 points. Also very compelling. Something to note is holo projector with suppressive fire weapons is super handy.
Sure is.
Because you can suppressive fire at the end of your turn. You get your little holo projector dudes. You get to pick one of them to be the real deal. So you can teleport around a corner in suppressive fire.
Hey, just to throw it out there, AP rifle breaker pistol +1 burst
It's not
kind
bad.
of fucks for 14 points. Yikes.
They're super neat.
So
And you can
anyway,
navigate to the right range band.
absolutely.
Especially because you can disguise this guy as a different Bashi Bazook.
Yeah.
That is so fucking funny.
So you can pretend that your submachine gun chain colt Bashi Bazook is actually an AP rifle.
You can say it's a fucking boring shotgun.
You can say it's a boarding shotgun, right? And that's like a totally different fucking reaction.
You know what?
You
When
kind of have to
you're-
delay, right? You can always delay against it.
But why
because-
would you? Well, you could delay against the
You can delay against them.
holo projector. Yeah.
Yeah.
Holomask, I don't believe
You don't get to delay against Holomask because you have no
Right.
idea.
Right. Not against holomask, but against holo projector you could. So
Yes.
if the holo projector was off.
Yep. You could.
Yeah. That's funny though.
It is funny. But even then, them not knowing what your range bands are,
Right.
like you could walk around a corner and they might delay because they want to shoot you, and then you just walk forward. You just denied them a dodge
Yep.
that they would have had they known what weapon you actually have
Right.
to like run away from you, get around a corner from
Mhm.
you, do whatever. I love Bashi Bazooks.
They're cool.
They're one of the best trading units.
Agreed.
If only this army had other units that trade really well.
You mean all of them?
Yeah. Father Lucian Sforza, authorized bounty hunter.
You know what? I take it back. I don't mean him.
Hollow-Mass X-Visor, CC-19, BS-13, which is quite good in this army.
Yeah.
Fizz 11 with 13, Armor 2, Courage, Stealth, Dogged, Viral Rifle, Surprise Attack, Hollow Projector, Adhesive Launcher, Extra Burst, Nano Pulsar, Heavy Pistol, Para-CC Weapon. So you can pay 28 points and get a Hollow Projector, or 26 points and be wild cardable.
The X-Visor viral rifle is cool. I just don't know how I feel about it.
I don't feel great about it.
What don't you feel good about it?
Range
good.
band.
It's
just,
all right.
like, +0 is...
It's really great for some things and really not versus others. You just have to apply it.
The problem is he's
Absolutely.
almost 30 points.
He's 26 for
26
fire team.
for,
Well, I feel like
for the one you'll take.
yeah,
I would
Plus he can
consider
Hollow
the
Mask-
28.1, and I'll get to it.
and he can Hollow Mask on a fire team, right? So you can catch someone off guard with that.
You can.
I think
X
he's
Visor
okay.
and Suppressive Fire are very nice together. Because
Yeah.
you're at flats.
Mm-hmm.
And a Viral Rifle and Suppressive Fire popping around a corner
Is foul.
fun as fuck. Especially on a dogged model. I
Yeah.
wish he had Shock Immune.
That
Yeah.
would be nice.
He's just so expensive. But you can afford him in this army. To be honest.
Yeah, 26 points isn't terrible in this army. It's really not.
The extra burst adhesive launcher is funny too. I don't really like adhesive launchers,
You mean after our game?
just in general. But getting
not
to
great.
burst 3 against a tag,
They're interesting.
they give you an option, like against tags,
Yeah.
that really don't.
That you know you're not going to fight and win against, but you
Your
might be
viral
able to shut
rifle
them
is
off.
okay against a tag. It's fine.
You know what? When you're unopposed, though, your viral rifle will start fucking them up.
It's true.
Opposed, but they're dodging at a minus. Fuck yes.
Sure.
Oh no, 2 bears are charging right at me. What do I do?
That's why you suppress the
Crap.
fire.
Yeah. You lose, obviously.
No, you don't. You go suppressive fire as a fucking anything else, and then surprise.
You
Yeah.
can't. If you're
Well,
in suppressive
once
fire,
you suppress a fire, you pop out.
yeah,
Oh,
you can't be
jeez.
hollow masked in suppressive fire.
Here we go.
Valerie Gramaz, hacker, combi rifle zapper, pitcher, 21 points, half swick. She has a hacking device with total control +1 burst. Whip 14, BTS 0 hacker.
I like her for what she is.
Yeah.
She's a wild card hacker, and she's got a pitcher, which is a big deal. When you put her in Harris,
Yeah.
and the zapper,
Yeah, I was
same
gonna
deal.
say the zapper
She's
is
pricey,
super
though.
good.
Weird. 21 points.
I don't
is-
think
is a
so.
Dartok. I mean,
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah,
budget
but
hacker.
Dartok's good.
She's okay.
So total control +1 burst is
I ignore it.
basically a non-factor,
Right.
right? It'll happen.
She's a hacker that's whip 14 with a pitcher, and she has a zapper, which zappers are nothing to
Oh,
scoff
zappers are
at.
gross.
That's where I'm coming from.
I
with
like
this.
zappers a lot.
Yeah,
What gets me is
Yeah,
she's
that's
a
a good point.
BTS 0 hacker,
Sure.
that's not
and that
great.
feels bad. I know you don't want to lose your hacking game.
No. So this is going to come up later. She can wildcard with the Zuyang Timbot
Sure.
6, which
Sure.
makes up for her BTS quite substantially.
It does.
That's a
Do
play.
Xeons have hackers? They don't, do they?
No.
No.
Maybe not. Shang-Chi have hackers.
So these
Okay.
two partner
Okay.
up real nice.
Fair enough. Didn't think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the zapper. She's okay.
Yeah, not incredible, but for 21 points and for this army,
This whole army feels like every single profile we go through, I'm like, that's okay.
yeah, but
There's nothing here that I'm like,
Right.
holy shit. You
Right.
know?
Well, there is.
There's a couple. Okay, when we get
It's
to the
coming
heavy,
up.
Yeah. We get to the
Kumbaya
heavy
views.
imagery. Well,
Yes, actually.
Actually,
Fuck.
yeah.
yeah.
And
112 emergency service. It's a doctor with a light shotgun.
woo! You can get a helper bot.
hooray!
For a 3-point upgrade, you can get a Gulam.
Which
But you could also get a helper bot.
Hey,
Yeah, you can get-
Hey, that's more than 2 points.
Yeah.
So it might be hard to find.
I don't know.
You know
if
what?
If I
The-
want the Doctor 17.
The 112 is 2 better CC.
It's pretty big.
There you
deal.
go. There you go. No, I do.
No, that axe.
He's got a super cool
If
axe.
your 112 is in close combat, you have other
You've
problems.
lost the game. No, but
No, but you have 2 helper bots in close combat.
Until
with
it
you.
wins the combat and
Yes.
wins you the game, and
Yes.
you're like, wow, 112s are the best.
and you're
in
like,
the
wow,
game.
fuck
Morgan, let me
Gulams.
know when that happens.
You throw
I-
all your
is that
Gulams
a
in a
challenge?
pile
'Cause
and
I
light
will-
them on
It's
fire.
a challenge.
Oh, well, I'm playing Sarmana, so next year maybe.
Sure.
Dozers. Don't.
Yeah.
Fucking don't.
Will you,
Holy shit.
John, could you let the dogs in?
Yeah.
Hopefully they both come in. Dozers, absolutely not.
They bad.
Like,
Especially compared to the Hawk Engineer.
the Narjun Engineer, which is
Yeah.
not even like that special, to be honest.
but it's good.
Just much more special than that guy.
Like, if you want an engineer, pay 2 extra points, and you get a light shotgun and an engineer that can actually fix things.
Yep.
And a cube.
Are we talking about literally anyone else?
Yeah, literally any idiot.
Yeah, we get it. They're bad. Move on.
Okay,
move
no,
on,
no,
move
no,
on.
no, no, hold on. The one time you take a dozer is if you're taking the Lord and Savior tractor mule.
Yes, but we're not there yet.
Okay.
Because their profile is under tractor mules.
Right.
Never take these.
They
Honestly.
bad.
Libertos. Best Libertos in the game. Libertos are disgusting.
Hands down.
AVA 2.
It's back to N3
And
Libertos,
mimetism,
and
dude.
I fucking hate them. I hate
You
them
can
so
have a Mim
much.
3 Libertos mine layer.
Yep.
Yep. That's the profile. The other, the 0 Swick ones are fine. If you don't have Swick, take them. You're going to have the Swick in this army.
And if you oh man, I actually had this. I had an incident where I couldn't afford the point, and I rewrote my list to make the point.
Yeah. The Mim 3 on the Liberto is a game changer.
And I think too, like if you're playing against Dashit and you see a Min 3 camo token, you can safely assume that at least a couple of those are Libertos.
And it doesn't matter.
And you don't even know which ones they are because your camo game is fucking scary.
Something I will say, on missions with Capture and Protect, that Mim 3, this guy can go capture the thing. You don't have to be
Yeah.
a specialist.
Yeah.
He just fucking waltz up the table in camo state. Oh, he gets revealed? Cool. Now you're dodging on 16s. They're at a -3. You grab the thing and you fuck off back to your deployment zone.
Yeah.
And you're dogged, so even if you take a hit,
Guess
you're like,
who's had that happen to him?
Is it Carl?
Guess who's
Was it you,
lost
Carl? Yeah.
a game
Is it
to
Carl?
a 9-point model? They were 8 points at the time.
Hey, Morgan got his flag captured by a desperado.
Eat shit and die. You bastard.
That's pretty sick. Wait, how can you do that? Because like in capture the flag and stuff, when you get out of the Warthog, you need to have someone else drive if you have the flag, right?
Halo sucks.
Right, but okay, so the desperado uses one hand to drive, and the other
and
hand,
the other
and his
hand.
massive
Oh.
testicles.
Gotcha.
He's
Why you
throwing
get their
each
fist
testicle
13.
over the handlebars.
Yeah.
And one hand is
Gotcha.
So I would say Libertos are one of the defining traits of this army.
100%.
Agreed, because they're the only guys who get this. I mean, if you had to pick like
Do
a
you bring
faction-
2 in every army?
No.
No, because you have so many.
Because sometimes you're on Biotech 4 and you just can't be bothered.
And also,
I try to bring 2 because they're fun.
also you have to fuck really carefully with how many irregular orders you're taking.
Yeah.
And that's like a limited resource.
This army
and
has so many.
I can only take 1 in my list, and I'll get to it later.
I think you
but-
should almost always take 1.
Yeah,
Consider 2.
yeah. There's a universe for 2.
Authorized bounty hunters, they exist. I still don't like them.
Cheap regular orders, I guess, but you have...
But they're more expensive than Gulams.
Yeah, I mean, booty? No.
They're BS-12. You could...
No. You're right.
I appreciate how quickly we've whiplashed about bounty hunters. In NCA, we're like, yeah, take them, and then now we're like, fuck them. Throw your models in the garbage.
There weren't
bounty hunters in NCA.
Talking about CSUs.
Yeah, CSUs.
You illiterate fuck.
I like booty reroll. And I also like breaker pistols.
Yeah.
Thank you. I got you,
I
fam.
mean,
know,
they're 12 points.
The bounty
What do
hunter
you
sniper maybe has a place. I don't know.
Because they are wild cardable.
Yeah.
BS-12 is better than a lot of other options.
want? Oh,
I
jeez.
don't love them. War cores. I don't think you're going to take war cores in this army.
I agree.
I think you're going to find the points for cum.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're gonna get that
There's
car.
gonna be so many coms in your list.
I'm just going to move on. Miranda Ashcroft.
So many coon bikers are gonna think it's Bruce's mom's house.
Yes.
Great, that's on air now.
So we've
Does
already...
your mom listen to the podcast? Mine does.
I don't know.
I don't think mine even knows I'm in a podcast. I should probably tell her.
There you go.
Get that viewership up. Hey, if you're listening right now, ask your mom to listen to us.
Tell your mom to listen to Swiss Miss Gaming, where you can talk about things like cum.
If you send us
Bikers.
proof that your mom listened to the podcast, we will mail you a sticker
Maybe 2 if you're lucky.
while supplies last.
Possibly covered in cum.
No.
Possibly touched by cum. Covered is a big order. We have decently sized stickers, is what I'm saying.
Also, we've discussed this at length before this episode started. But we don't need to get into that on air. Miranda,
I'm just saying there's a cum shortage in this economy.
And there's a bill for you.
Have
look,
you
if
seen
you're,
gas prices?
if you're local, we can facilitate it much easier. Biohazard shipping is a whole thing.
Oh, God. The paperwork.
Hit me up in my DMs and we can... I can send you one of my socks.
So
Swiss
Miranda
Miss OnlyFans.
Ashcroft is weird,
Named character bounty hunter.
but she's Mim 6 and she's regular, and she is a specialist.
CC TAC -6 is a big deal.
Yeah,
Sure. But also, CC-19, no martial arts is not.
Yeah.
it's frustrating that she counts as an odalisque because, like, who cares, right? This does the same thing that an odalisque does,
Except slightly worse.
and you
because
don't
of the
care
-6.
about fire team
Yeah.
options because, like, what are you shooting? You're punching.
And she doesn't get booty.
She doesn't. She already has that booty. She don't need to roll for it.
But I think that is...
She already rolled monofilament CC
No,
weapon.
she
Mim.
she
And
rolled
Mim
Mim
6.
6 and monofilament.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what we're paying like the extra 10
If you
points
had
for.
booty Mim 6, I don't know, that like, in that context, the problem is she pays for the Mim 6
Right.
instead of the booty, because we've
Right.
discovered that booty is free.
Right.
Fucking at me. I'm looking at those
There's
tags.
no such thing as free booty in my 30 years of life.
True that.
I've got a story about that, but that's for another day.
Ooh.
College story. A
What?
rare, fun
Ooh.
college story
I don't
from me.
believe-
Oh, Carl being a
It happened to my
motherfucker.
friend.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, never mind. I thought Carl was
No.
going to be cool for a minute.
No, we came close.
None of these profiles seem interesting to me.
She's fun.
cool model.
Take her to have fun. Honestly, she's a fun
Right.
model. She
No,
does
she's
fun things.
solid enough. Right.
Yeah, you're not gonna, like, lose the game because you spent some points.
But you're not going to win the game because of
You
Ryan.
could.
Yeah.
You could. You're not like your opponent's not gonna gasp in horror. You're not gonna be like in my reserve model.
You know what
is
they're gonna say?
Miranda
Who?
Ashcroft, and
What
you're
does
gonna be
she
like,
do?
yeah, no, it actually happened to me. I'm like, what? Mid game, I still kept forgetting what she did because
What
I
I-
didn't care.
What I will say is an emitter is a fun weapon to have around.
Yes.
On that, pulse one burst emitter is fun. Not good.
I Actually, Michael brought Miranda against
Yeah,
me, and she like slapped the shit out of a bear or something
Or something.
Did she just like survive against a bear for 2 orders?
I
And you're like,
forget what
oh my
she-
god, something that cost more than my bear
I think I spent
stood
like
up to me.
I think I spent like a couple orders getting a Desperado over to go eat her, like something like.
You can take a 112 on a bike. I like the 112 on a bike.
Bikes are cool.
Yeah,
Bike, regular doctor, not impetuous, which
can have a real helper bot.
doesn't matter right now.
But Gulam.
But you know what? Okay, it is interesting.
If that bike recon rule goes away, this will continue to occupy an interesting design space.
Agreed.
They're the only non-impetuous biker,
Right. I get that.
which is
They have a smoke grenade launcher.
It was cool.
They're fine.
anyway.
Yeah, no, basically that's it.
Next model.
All right, Fiddler.
I really like
Yep.
Fiddler.
Fiddler's the
yeah.
shit.
Fiddler climbing plus 2 jackpots. Let's
6'4",
fucking
by the
go.
way. CC 18. Oh, it's so low.
Fire teamable.
Good thing she's burst fucking yes.
She's CC attack +1 burst. Fuck.
Good thing she doesn't have any good close combat weapons. You know, like
She hit you
D-charges or breaker pistols or para CC weapons. Like, none of those things you want to get hit by. Unless you're a bear.
No, I don't like it.
Dodge +3, dodge +1 inch. She's an engineer. Shock immune, immune to crits. I like immune to crit.
It's a neat one.
It's handy. On an NWI model, you know you get one. If they have like a normal damage weapon that isn't DA or explosive, you can risk it for a biscuit.
Immune crit is also weirdly applicable in melee.
It
where
really is.
Where like pushing for crits is such a more relevant thing. Yeah, when you're shooting, it's a 5% chance, hands down, right? When you're in melee, that gets way fucking weirder.
And having it on a 2-wound model especially. On
Yep.
a 1-wound model, whatever, who cares,
Yep.
right? Like, oh, I only died once. Cool.
So, and then for 7 points, you get the jackpots.
The jackpots are spendy, but the jackpots fuck. The S11 Vulcan shotguns at 6'4".
That explode.
That explode, yeah. Let's not forget that.
With climbing plus.
With climbing plus.
So,
So you can either take the FTO that has super jump. She has a contender with extra burst, drop bears, decharges, breaker pistol. A fine option. You can take the climbing +1 with 1 jackpot, or 2 jackpots. So she's spendy.
in my experience, 2 jackpots have been kind of overkill. They're a little unwieldy. I think 1 does the trick.
I think on Armory,
I have two.
Sure. No, I think that's
especially
the case.
with 1
Absolutely.
templates and 1 hit modes, and you just cackle.
Oh,
You
you
don't
killed
do
it.
about
That explodes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And they explode on top
You're
of all
absolutely right. No, that's the use case for that. And then Fiddler just throws a drop bear because
that. Or doesn't do anything because
Yeah.
she's not even within.
she's not there. Yeah.
She's like not even within 8 of
Yeah.
what's going on.
yeah, she's except
No,
for
Fiddler's
She's
just phenomenal armor.
She's just sitting out there waiting to rush in and decharge who survives.
Yeah.
Any mission that centers around a room, Fiddler is like
And if you happen
Really
to have
good
things that
choice.
you can repair,
yeah.
Even better.
or heavy infantry laying around, like Fiddler's really good.
Agreed.
You can take motorized bounty hunters. These
They're
are
good.
quite good. They're totally outshined by other bikes, I think.
Agreed.
Especially if you get one for free. But you could take a lot of bikes in this army. Brawlers.
Man,
You take them because you have to.
I really like the MSV2 sniper.
Yeah.
I think giving... So now that this aren't... Because diggers weren't wild cards before, were they?
I don't know.
I don't think they were.
I don't think they were.
But man, those diggers are cheaper than brawlers somehow. And oh yeah, sign me up.
Yeah, somehow.
I like the Brawler heavy rocket launcher for 16 points.
Sure.
I like the sniper. MSV is hard to come by.
I like both, honestly. If I could have both, I would take both.
It's good. I just think 27 points
It's a lot.
is a lot.
But
I mean, it's got a place. I'm not saying don't take it. I just
yeah, it shuts down like smoke trick.
Yep.
Or
Or smoke
something.
advance on some missions, right? Where they have to capture your flag. And,
Oh yeah, I
Some-
mean smoke in general.
yeah,
Like,
some dumb fuck can just smoke his way up the table trivially, grab the thing, and fuck
Right.
off. Like a Desperado.
Right.
Right? That can
I'm thinking like, as a smoke fucker myself, I'll risk a rocket. You know, like, especially if I've told him in or something.
But a DA shot.
No,
is-
an MSV2 means I can't get around it. I have to go fight it now.
Right.
Fighting is my only way around.
Oh no, you have to move the bear up and kill it.
get up the whole fucking table with that dude looking at everything. No, it means I have to go move Unknown Ranger or a fucking Spetsnaz or something. I have to go actually spend orders fighting it, and I can lose that fight, and that sucks.
Yeah, I don't believe you.
I don't either. I'm not buying it.
Versus a rocket, I'll throw the smoke. I'll probably win. If I get hit, meh.
So something to note here: you have 3 lieutenant options in this army:
And they're
Gulam,
pretty obvious.
Brawler, Zuyong.
Are they all different whips?
Yeah, your opponent will know
Immediately.
what your lieutenant is. I like the Brawler as a way to just protect your lieutenant. It doesn't hide him, because you're probably gonna do like a Brawler hacker or paramedic, a Brawler arrow piece, a Brawler lieutenant, and 2 diggers.
Yep.
Yeah, more or less.
And the diggers are hilarious in arrow, because burst 2 chain rifle or burst 2 grenades is really funny. Also, they have extra burst on their close combat weapons.
Yeah.
Why are diggers a thing?
Why are
do
they
exist in this fucking game?
Why are they 8 points undercosted? I don't know.
Yeah, that's actually pretty accurate.
But here we are.
That might be a little high, but
No, I
Five.
think
It's-
8 points is pretty fair.
it's not high enough to...
For how hard they slap.
They're
what they
2
are.
wound, and even battle ravages are fine. They still
Who
hold
gives
on.
a shit? You've got a chain rifle. Who cares about battle ravage?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
yeah.
Is there's no way these should be any less than 20 points. I mean, at least in my opinion.
Agreed.
No, I agree. Yeah, standout brawlers I think are the lieutenant, hacker, paramedic, sniper, rocket. Who cares about the engineer?
Agreed.
It's so expensive. It's 19 points.
For garbage.
Yeah, no. In this army, absolutely not.
In what army? But that's a different discussion. But nobody has a worse engineer.
As a...
The curator's pretty up there.
you don't have brawlers.
You pay less. You pay less for a fucking curator.
So, it is a fire teamable engineer.
Yeah.
Not every army has a better fire teamable engineer.
Who?
Most armies, like most of the other Merc armies, don't have a fire teamable engineer, do you think?
Okay. I don't know.
I don't. And if they do, they're expensive.
Yeah.
Sure.
Don't take the engineer.
Right. That's what I'm getting at. It's just God.
All right. Next up, Zuyongs.
Another profile where I chatted about.
I like Zuyongs.
Me too.
I think for this, they're stable.
Agreed.
I think they're damn near it. I think you need to consider them in every list. The standout profiles, the tin bot, we've talked about. I love that they all have breaker pistol plus 1 burst, by the way.
Yeah.
What got pistols on them?
Like, I think if you're talking about Dashit, you're like, oh yeah, you take some Zuyongs and they're backed up by other faction support.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Because, brawlers are not exciting, and neither are Gulams, really.
Right.
None of those things really scream play this army.
But Zuyongs are.
But Zuyongs are. You have attack awareness tin bot. You have a good forward observer. You have a regenerating heavy machine gun.
That's one super fun.
You have a heavy infantry paramedic. You have attack awareness heavy machine gun. You have a lieutenant heavy machine gun regeneration. I rate it in this army
Yeah.
because your lieutenant options are terrible.
This is like a resilient one. If
Yeah.
your lieutenant is known, I'd say pick him.
Yeah. Oh, it's probably one of the best ones for the known lieutenant. Spend your first order, put him in suppressive fire, and
Sure.
even if he's just prone on a roof in suppressive fire, it's hard to kill.
Yeah.
You can't just send a chain rifle at him.
Right.
You can try.
You'll die. He'll take a wound. He'll be fine.
You know, it's interesting how much Zuyongs glow up when Shang-Chi are not allowed at the table.
And all the other expensive shit.
Yeah.
Because, Invincible Army has so many things that they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And this army has some of that. Because, Hulangs and Zenshas are expensive and good, and you want them.
Sure are.
Alpha Seeds. They really
Man.
suffer from just being kind of spendy. BS13, Fizz 14, Whip 14, Arm 5, BTS 6, 2 wound. Mind Layer, 6 Sense Vet. Heavy Machine Gun, Grenade Launcher, Smoke Grenade Launcher, Shock Mine, Heavy Pistol for 53 points. Alternatively, 45 points gets you an extra burst rocket launcher, heavy rocket launcher, and a submachine gun, as well as shock mines. Ugh.
+1 burst heavy rocket launcher is neat, but again, I don't see
I'm not blown away by anything here.
myself using that.
They're as good as a Zuyong at shooting. Like a Zuyong heavy machine gun.
Slightly beefier, I guess.
Like, a little bit.
But
But,
like they're beefier against the firefights they lost because they're not better.
Yeah.
right, and your page, a whole lot more.
They also look really cool.
They look amazing.
That's enough of a reason for me to bring one.
That's fair. They can't Harris. That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Because the Zooyong actually outperforms them. Because it'll be in a fire team. So it'll have extra burst on them. And it'll have potentially extra BS, right? And it'll have 6th Sense. They're just really spendy. But you might have the points for them.
I found them.
Spoiler.
After you built your list for the 3rd time.
No. Just fix one thing.
Well, Facade are fucking chunky. I mean,
I-
it's easy to like be like, oh, Facade, they're not optimal. But man,
Sometimes you meet that armor 5 heavy infantry thick boy and you're like, fucking, why won't you die?
I've run into that with Azraels before, and I consider them similar. I think Azraels are scarier.
Here's
but-
where I get hung up, though, is like, Mobile Brigada's dunk on Alpha Seeds.
Sure.
And Mobile Brigada aren't the best heavy infantry in Kurgador.
They're up there.
But
It
they
might
look
be-
cool.
It might be now. I don't know.
AP Spitfire is a very good
Invaders
gun.
are still pretty rad.
And being a
but,
specialist just stapled
Yeah.
is...
That's fair.
Invaders are disgusting.
but
They're a lot less disgusting
there's
now.
yeah.
They're still really good.
Yeah.
Huling? Hulong?
Sure.
Oolong.
Shock Troops.
I really do like these guys.
They're
Me
cool.
too.
CC-22, BS-12, Fizz-12, Whip 13, Arm and BTS-3, 1 Wound, NWI Shock Immune, MIM-6, Martial Arts 2, Dodge plus 2 inch, Specialist assholes.
Mm-hmm.
2 of them at forward deployment, plus 8. 1 of them has a mine layer. So 41 points gets you combi rifle, light flamethrower, EM grenades, D-charge, monofilament, close combat weapon. They all have monofilament. Forward deployment. An extra point gets you a submachine gun with extra burst, EM grenades, D-charges, and crazy koalas. I feel like you pay the point.
Koalas are fucking cool.
With mine layer.
Yep.
And an extra burst submachine gun, I like more than combi rifle flamethrower.
I
Agreed.
agree.
Especially in a post-Patro meta where continuous damage is apparently no longer relevant officially.
Shut the fuck up.
I don't even know how to respond to that one.
I responded for both of us.
These guys walking into close combat with you is really not fun.
Yeah. Really great sculpt as well. So
The FTOs are also compelling.
not as much because they can't be.
They can't do anything, but they are cheaper.
I would just say pay the points for it. Having another thing in the midfield early on is going to be super useful.
And I like the mine layer.
Yeah. Mine layer with koalas is pretty solid.
Zensha.
These guys are great.
Yeah,
Agreed.
they really are. BS-12, Fizz-13, Whip 13, Arm and BTS-3, 1 Wound, Shock Immune, NWI. Camo, Surprise Attack, MIM-3, Climbing Plus Terrain, Total. Infiltration. What don't these guys have?
MSV.
That's true. 35 points gets you a Forward Observer Submachine Gun Panzerfaust Shock Mine. Love it.
Yep.
37 points gets you a Forward Observer Boarding Shotgun D-Charge. Also love it. And 41 points gets you a Hacker Hacking Device with Boarding Shotgun.
All great.
All of them are great.
Yep.
I like the hacker.
AVA 1 is the only bad thing about them.
Yeah, but you know what?
They're spendy, though.
Yeah. Bringing one is more than enough.
I think after bringing one, you're set.
I think this army would love to. But
I agree.
Sure. But you know, you got enough. And here's the fun thing: you have enough camo in the midfield where, like, the fact that one of them might be a Zensha,
one of them might be a heavy infantry with a boarding shotgun.
right, is
Or a
such
heavy infantry with a Panzerfaust.
yeah, is such a nasty surprise. You're like, that might be a Libertos, it might be a mine, or it might be a heavy infantry. Shit sucks.
Diggers. Fuck these guys.
They're so
Honestly,
good.
Fuck them.
they are a mistake.
They are a mistake. They are one of they and Andromeda before nerf
And Bear.
and Bear.
Like, fuck you guys.
We're not
Bear, you
wrong.
personally. We're not even talking about
Yeah,
players.
No,
no,
to
I
be
know.
fair, out of the Bear out of those 3 was the least big of an issue. I personally feel. Andromeda
Did
was
people
issue
bring
number
A lot
1.
of diggers.
Diggers in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't run into any.
I didn't run into any.
I mean, I think that
I ran into
universally diggers are good,
Oh yeah, no, they're really really good.
I think I ran into them against my Starco opponent.
Mm,
and
makes
then what do you call them? The other guys that come in that set, the hunters. They are actually
Beast
ridiculous.
hunters.
Beast Hunters.
They're
Yeah.
both
Yeah,
just
those are
too
really
good
good.
for the points.
14 points gets you a burst 2 chain rifle grenades, a heavy infantry with arm 3. Also, they have natural born warrior because of course they do.
And
Also, they're burst 2 in close combat with CC-21.
Yeah.
Like, and they have booty, so it could be MIM-6, it could be total immune, it could be regeneration.
explosive close combat weapon.
It could
Well,
be
burst one, but whatever. Yeah, but
Oh Jesus Christ! I just never rolled booty for them.
You'll forget how many rules they have because of how good they are.
Yeah,
They're
they're so good.
So good for 14.
Their downside is, the whole impetuous thing,
Oh no.
Which is their
Which is made up
wild card.
for the armor.
which is honestly barely a downside.
And also made up.
And
for
now
being
in a
wild
fire
card
team, they're
hold.
not even impetuous.
Right.
Right. Well, either way, they gave him armor 3, even if they're not. So they basically made up for that by
Right.
just throwing the armor
Yep.
into the profile.
Yeah.
They're a little too good.
They're nasty.
They're a lot too good.
They shouldn't have shocked me. At me.
They just need to be
Agreed.
increase their points by 6, and then cool. And even then, it's still
Yeah. They're good. You know what else is good? I don't know if she's actually good, but I fucking love her. The Maghergavi, whatever.
Magrieva Guard,
She's
the
good.
greatest tag in
No,
the
she's
game.
good.
She's solid.
365
So
tag is a
good.
humongous deal.
Yeah.
ECM Hacker is great.
Yep.
She's BS14, Arm 8, BTS 6.
Baggage?
And
Which
you know
is
what?
neat.
Baggage actually means you're dominating
Baggage
the
is
zone without
super relevant.
even unless half of your opponent's army is in the zone.
They
you
have to
win
be
the
like
zone.
the avatar
Mhm.
to out.
Yeah.
score.
Even then, or
No,
tough.
because baggage is 20.
Avatar does outdo it. Yeah, okay, you're right. It has to be the avatar.
Yeah.
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 That's it, I think.
That's a serious,
Or like a whole fire team.
Or 2 tags.
a whole expensive fire team.
Yeah.
Like,
Not even some 2 tags.
yeah, not even
Those.
2 geckos.
Yeah.
I love this tag. This is what got me into Infinity. Was this tag?
81 points gets you a multi-heavy machine gun and a heavy pistol plus 1 burst. I will always point out the pistol. 85 points gets you the multi-machine gun, heavy flamethrower plus 1 burst, mine dispenser. I quite like that.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
my
that's the
favorite
way to go.
profile,
And
yeah.
also AP heavy pistol.
Yeah. Also,
I don't think I brought a Maggie in my list for Capture and Protect, but it is definitely something I should have considered for sure.
I was thinking about this. I would consider it for Biotech 4 too.
you might see one.
Oh, there we go.
I can't remember what my list is, but
She's tough enough that you can sprint her through the open
tough,
once.
fast,
Yep.
and mine dispenser is hilarious.
Yep. Especially if you're in the unfortunate situation of going first. Have fun with it.
You've already lost. 88 points gets you the multi-machine gun, heavy rocket launcher, and a useless piece of kit called a grenade launcher, and a heavy pistol plus 1 burst. Also compelling. I like the mine dispenser more. I like flamethrower plus 1 burst, heavy pistol. Like,
Yeah, it's huge.
even that can active turn bully
Yeah.
with an 8.
Right, what do you do?
What do you do?
Nothing good.
Oh, you shoot me? Fuck you.
Even if they dodge, shoot a mine. Fuck it. Shoot 2
Yeah.
mines.
Yeah.
They've dodged. Haha.
Right. Oh, you dodge? Oh, here's 2 mines. Have fun
Yeah,
next
now
time.
we're going to do this again next turn. And what do you do now? Oh, you dodge again? I'm heavy pistoling you.
Hope you don't fail.
Yeah.
I like her. She's a little spendy.
Yeah,
Sure.
Like-
And if she goes down, boy, does it suck.
You have good engineers, though.
But you know what? She's also so tall that you can climb on top of
You sure
most anything.
Yeah,
That's
you
true.
can vault many a building. Something else to note, her pilot is a paramedic that has a light shotgun and decharges.
Funny story, I've lost a game to a Maggie pilot that I've discounted.
They're pretty good.
That's awesome.
I was playing Benjamin. I walked past his down Maggie and was like, whatever. Maggie pilot hops out and shotgun Kodali in the back. And I'm like, cool.
It's no joke. It's no joke.
360
Maggie is
burst.
religious troop. Something to note.
Oh, that's relevant.
But also courage. Which is a weird combo of things. But
Oh, huh.
I like her. Sick model, too.
Yeah,
Great.
best model.
All right, remote time.
These get weird.
They do get weird. So you get Hawk Islam remotes plus tractor mules plus plus Yu Ching combat remotes.
So pretty solid kit.
Yeah, you get the Rafik, which is the Ford Observatory one that oddly has a red fury on one of its profiles.
Which is like, sure. I don't know.
It's weird, but at half a swick, I mean,
It's like, I don't hate it. It's like fucking alright.
having the option is nice. The other nice thing is they all have rifle light shotgun instead of combi rifle.
Yeah.
Which is disgusting.
You know what? Triangulated fire red fury would be really funny.
I think that is one of the cuter triangulated fire things.
Yeah.
I think you have better things to do with your points.
Probably
switch,
always.
And orders. But it is fun.
But like, if you roll it on the random list.
Yeah. TR bot, it's fine.
It's a TR bot.
You have the M. Night Shyamalan remote. This is your missile remote.
That one's annoying. You can guide with it.
I don't know how good this army is at guided. It doesn't seem that good.
I don't. Yeah, because what are the other skirmishers that we have? Just
Saito.
and
Hanzaka, they're good. I mean, I got guided
They're a
missile.
hacker, though, right?
No, Hunzakits are forward observers.
Yeah, but they
Yeah.
also carry deployable repeaters.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, they have forward deploy.
I would consider
Or
it.
filtration.
Honestly, odds are you're going to have the Swick.
You might.
true.
Yeah.
And you might have the points. And
You could
honestly,
toss a repeater on top of a building and just like anything that walks by, spotlight.
even just having this in your army, if you spotlight something, your opponent has to think, I have to reset this on my turn, or I'm going to get guided missiled.
Mm-hmm.
FNAF's remote, these are your flashpull spots. AVA 3, super relevant.
yep, very good.
We're going to leave tractor mules for when John's back. You get Nazmats, those are your peripheral servant guys.
AVA 4 still, which is good.
Yeah.
Huh. Neat.
Camille remotes, these
Fat
are
bot.
your fat bots. This is the only TR fat bot I like. Rifle light shotgun is hilarious. If you're going to take a Rushi, you're going to take the Evo hacker.
Yeah.
Outside of that, odds are you're not going to be as interested. Although, yeah. Oh look, John is back. We can talk about the best unit in this army.
Is it tractor mules?
It is the tractor
Fucking
mule.
better be tractor mules.
No, we've been talking about tractor mules for the past 10 minutes.
Oh, well, I wasn't here. So
All right, tractor mules. We've talked about them before. You have to take a dozer. You have to take the specific dozer.
I'm gonna be completely honest. You have a real TR bot. You have real engineers. Why? You've got a real guided missile bot.
Baggage?
Memes.
You've got baggage. You take-
Katyusha Merle.
Yeah,
Uragan
You're-
Merle.
they're actually pointless.
You're right.
They're not, though. Because they look cool. And that's the rule cool is how
But
you
wait
play this
up.
game.
What if you take 2 Uragons and a TR bot and 2 TR fat bots?
And a Ludon and
Yes.
a
Can we-
projector
hold up,
as
is there a
more.
way to build just a bunch of fucking
I
remotes?
don't rate them in
I-
in Dashit. I think you have better things to do with your time and Swick and points and slots. These take up a lot of slots because now you have to take a fucking
especially
dozer.
You know what's funny though is that you could Evo hack tractor mules for the first
Yes.
time in their pathetic
Yes,
lives.
you could give them marksmanship,
You sure could.
or you could give the Katusha
Enhanced reaction.
enhanced reaction.
Yeah, or
You-
marksmanship.
and maybe you just have all the guided.
Yeah,
Don't do it.
yeah. No, you could.
Camille remotes, we talked about them. I love the fat bot TR. I don't actually love it, but it is the most compelling of all of them.
I agree.
Fucking Rushi. How did
MSV2.
Yu Ching let one of their fucking Rushis get into some merc company's hands?
Easy. They paid for it.
A lucrative licensing
money.
deal. Yeah.
I love the Rushi.
And the fact that
MSV2, BS12, you have good engineers. They have to kill it dead.
and they
Arm Zero, though.
vibe well with Zuyongs.
They vibe well with Zuyongs. They fire team with Zuyongs. They are MSV2, which you don't have a lot of, right? MSV is not
Right.
laying around in this army.
Yeah.
This thing posts up on you, discover, shoot, fuck.
Yep.
In a fire team, even worse.
Yep.
Marksmanship in a fire team,
Yep. Sad.
avoid templates at all costs.
Sure. You get the Zuyongs to kind of discourage that because they're
Even that.
they're a little template resistant. I mean, if you use them as a defensive,
They don't want a heavy flamethrower hitting them, but
Sure.
yeah. Ludwans.
Why?
I mean, I've
Be tractor mules.
been hit by the flamethrower on a Ludwan once when I was playing in a tournament at my house, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what is this thing? Why is it moving so fast? Because it was disguised as a fat bot, but moving 6'4". And he's like, yes, that is legal. I'm like, okay. This is something that I've never seen before. MSV1.
That's cool.
That's all I have on it.
MSV1, the surprise attack stuff, you can hollow project, so you can...
Hollow mask. You swine. Oh, hollow projector. I'm
They do
an idiot.
both.
Yeah,
So
never
you
mind.
could have
I was wrong.
I have a question.
you could have more tractor mules in this army
Yes.
than any other army.
I'm sidetracking us, but can Fiddler take Nazmats also?
If it's the FTO.
Is
FTO
that how
not
that
in a
works?
fire team.
Because, yeah, you have... It's a maximum of 2 peripherals, right?
Okay.
I
So
don't-
could you take one...
I think if you have peripherals, you can't add peripherals.
That would make sense.
I don't know.
I only
don't know
asked
either.
because I just built a 15 order list that's almost all remotes. And a Magger Huber guard.
I love it.
Jeez. Okay, can't wait to get to that.
The Ludon's weird,
Mhm.
and I don't. It's a worse Rushi for me.
Right. It's like a
I
tricksy
think
Rushi.
Exactly. I feel like they...
But it's not that tricksy. Like
They do different things.
Right.
no, they don't. They really don't.
Like,
The one tricksy thing is it gets like a one-use surprise attack on its turn.
and also like if you're going second, I guess it keeps your opponent from marking the Roshi.
But the problem is it costs more than a Rushi.
Right.
Like, It's
Right.
a disguise that costs more than what it's protecting.
Right.
Yeah, that's fair.
And when you disguise it as tractor mules, I mean, you should.
Yeah.
You should have 5 tractor mules on the table.
All total reaction.
All total reaction. Yes. And you should deploy it. You should take another dozer. Just cuz.
Yes.
They'll never know.
Yes. Wait, if they don't have the tractor mule control device. But you know what? No one will ask.
No one will ask.
No one's ever been like,
And
do
it
they have the
doesn't-
control device?
It doesn't say here anywhere that the dozer field engineer's AVA is split or shared.
Hmm.
So let's see if it pops in air. I bet it doesn't because I bet no one's ever cared.
Oh, I'll find a way.
That's
Yeah, it doesn't care. You can
All right.
take 2 dozers in this army.
All right.
Cool.
is
CB,
important.
please don't fix.
Yeah. No. This is beautiful.
Saito Togen.
I love Saito.
Seriously.
Cool.
He's good.
I have feels.
I just don't like that he's not a specialist in this army.
It's rough.
36 points is also rough. The combi rifle. I look at the combi rifle and I think I don't want to pay for that.
Right. You know, you're using the smoke.
Yeah, right. If you're using the
And the
combi rifle, you're-
explosive close combat weapon.
Well, sure.
At damage, fuck you. He's cool. 36 points is a lot.
It
Yeah.
is. But you know what? In this army, not the
Yeah.
worst.
Yeah.
You'll find points for him if that's what you want to run.
I should have considered him for biotech 4 more than I did.
Yeah.
True.
He's smoke. And he can hit into play. So he doesn't have to deal with himself.
Right.
Turn 1.
It's nice.
You just have to decide if you're going to risk it. Hansa Cuts. I love this model.
They're
by the
great.
way.
really good
Same.
profile too.
This is an iconic model to infinity for
Mm.
me. The like sexy but not overly sexy Hawk Islam,
Yeah, I get that.
you know?
the crouching model.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah,
It's a cool one.
I use her as a chasseur until
Yeah.
very recently.
You can use it for like literally anything. It's
Yeah.
a model that fits a ton of different looks and works.
It's a really good model.
Yeah.
DS11, Fizz 12, Whip 14, no armor or BTS. Camo, infiltration, mimetism, surprise attack, stealth, terrain total. Cheap, skirmisher. You can take the forward observer for 18 points of the boarding shotgun decharge. I like that. Or you can do rifle, light shotgun, shock mine, deployable repeater. I also
Which is cool.
quite like that. I got wrecked by it at Adepticon. Shout out to Methuselah.
The Plow Repeater is definitely
Yep, that's what did it.
Yep.
the play.
I think
Depending on the mission.
I think she also did some shotgunning. You can also take a sniper rifle for half a swick.
Why?
Go.
What I would say about that is no one will see that one coming.
That's very true. I used to do it with Foxtrots, actually.
Like,
I ran Foxtrot
Your opponent-
snipers, and people are like, what?
especially, I don't know. You shouldn't do it. But the look on their face might be worth it.
That's true.
And then you can also take a grenade launcher, and it costs more than the other profiles and isn't a specialist, and costs swig.
Obviously
Absolutely
do it.
not.
Obviously,
Just take the deployable
Supreme.
The deployable repeater is probably the best one by a pretty significant margin. Although I do like a boarding shotgun decharge.
I don't know. If you had to pick.
Forward deployed decharges have a place in my heart.
Sure.
There's a lot of missions that require you to break things.
Right.
Yeah.
Although,
This army's good at it. Come bikers are a thing.
unless you're going for the sabotage thing, though, I think there's one other guy who does this pretty well.
Yeah?
We'll get to him.
I think there's 2.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Huntscut's good. Irregular bad. But cheap. Alright. Bruce's mom's best friend.
Come.
Come
She is a lovely woman, and you guys are just doubling down on this.
100%. Do you know how many times we've made
Quadrupling
the joke
down. AVA
about
4.
the Come Biker Garage
AVA 8.
that can fit how many bikes in it?
8.
8 and one S2.
And one other dude.
One S2, right?
That's,
You
one,
get
that's one of the worst
The cameraman.
Things, right?
the cameraman or
The
you know,
360 advisor.
the lady,
Yeah.
the mom.
Ugh.
Come Bikers are woefully undercosted,
Yeah,
and that was before this season's bike changes.
with the mimetism and all that. Yeah.
I'd rate them in the same ballpark as Desperados.
I would
though.
agree, and I
mean,
think they are.
also,
I agree.
Also
also
undercosted.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, agree.
shocking.
CC22, BS11, Fizz 13, Whip 14, Arm 1. They have a motorcycle that comes with a grenade launcher, smoke grenade launcher. Sorry, Courage, Dodge +2, Dogged, Impetuous.
that dog is a humongous deal.
It's obnoxious. They can dismount too. Don't forget that. 5 points gets you chain rifle, smoke grenades, pistol, shot, close combat weapon. I think you should always spend a point to get a light shotgun instead of a chain rifle, and a DA close combat weapon instead of a shot close combat
Yeah.
weapon. I think that
Agreed.
6.1 is the cash money. 10 and 11 points. 10 points gets you rifle, light shotgun, smoke, EM, close combat weapon. And 11 points gets you boarding shotgun, smoke, EM.
I think at that point you're spending.
It's too much.
Yeah.
EM is a great weapon type. It's just not that much better than DA on a squishy
On these
model.
guys in particular. And also, you don't get those, like, anti-material bonuses.
Right. These are some of the best types of models in the game for breaking objectives. Mind Wipe, like
Yeah.
this
No,
guy.
you're right.
This guy can break things. They trade with everything, basically. And I think the light shotgun helps facilitate that.
Right. And move 8-6 is fucking
It's so
beastly.
gross. And now that they have mimetism,
And total terrain.
yeah, that too.
So
Ooh.
move 9-6 on
Yeah.
the missions where it's
Yeah,
relevant.
man, it's insane.
It's brutal.
These guys, I think they need to get rid of the mimetism bonus on bikes. I think they need to target it to the models that need it.
I can see it.
The medium end bikes that cost a little too much that nobody takes.
Well, we're a little over halfway through the season anyway, right?
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll see what's next.
I
They're
think
like,
it's-
we love it. Mim 6 now.
I like the turrets. I really like the turrets.
The turrets are humongous in
They're
my
fun.
opinion.
They are. I like the turrets a lot.
I think the zones, even though they're weird, add an interesting.
A little too much for me. Sometimes I'm just like,
Sometimes it
Four's a
feels
lot.
weird. Yeah, I think 2 would be ideal.
We forgot our zones last game. And
Everyone forgets
honestly,
their fucking zones.
it was better for it.
Yeah,
I think it was a more fun game without the zones.
I think
fair.
I think 2 zones is the way to go.
yeah.
I like that the zones make terrain types relevant. I don't like that the zones blindly reward terrain total.
Right.
I don't like that they force anyone who's depending on ARO fire teams to just
Not
null deploy. The null deploying is, I feel like, a big
problem in the game.
problem because of that right now.
Agree. Last up, person who eats null deployers.
Oh yeah.
McMurrow, mercenary dog warrior.
Yes, sir.
He's a worse bear,
Yeah, but
but
different.
he is
He
still
beat
a
a
bear.
He beat the shit out of a bear at
He
Epicon.
sure the fuck did. He beat Bear, so he's actually superior.
Yeah.
So
6'4".
get your shit straight.
CC 23, one worse than bear. BS 11, like 6 better than bear. Fizz 16, whip 14. God, he's whip 14.
Smart bear.
He is a smart bear.
Smart bear.
He's smarter than your
He's a
average
fox.
bear.
Smarter than your average Ariadne.
Yeah.
Oh, easily. Unless it's a Bet
Genius.
Kazakh. Arm 4, BTS 3, 2 wounds, silhouette 6. He's martial arts 3, which is... Most of the doggy berry guys are not martial arts at all.
Yeah.
He can still berserk. Courage, dodge plus 2 inch, total immune, super jump. He's vulnerable to viral, and he's impetuous. 27 points gets you burst 2 chain rifle, grenades, smoke grenades, APDA close combat weapon.
Yep.
And he hits
really
at damage
good.
18. Like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Every list. I just you can find the points for him.
Absolutely.
Every time.
I agree. I
I
think
probably
he's-
should have put him in my biotech 4 list.
You should
You said
have.
that like 3 times now.
Smoke is so useful. Yeah,
Biotech 4 is really hard, man.
that's true.
Man, he is one of those models, I think, that you can find a use for him almost every time. Every time I make a Corregidor list without him, I get sad.
One of my issues... We'll talk about it in my biotech 4 list, but I spent too many points on Suyongs.
I can see why, though.
The rationale was there, and I had other irregular dudes.
You could not move your Zuyongs all turn, and they'll survive what happens to him. Which
Yeah.
is
And
worth...
so would McMurrow.
Right, which is worth
But they're
its
all in the
weight in
same
gold.
points category.
But McMurrow can pull himself out of there.
Yeah. But so can a fire team.
Sure.
I like McMurrow.
Me too.
He is good shit.
I bring him every time I run Caledonia.
And APDA. AP is a terrible, like, close combat weapon.
Except
with
when it's
DA,
stable with
it's
DA.
AP
great.
glued to any other weapon type is
Yep.
like, oh, except for shock. Fuck.
I
AP
was-
shock.
I was about to be like, actual.
Shock isn't a real weapon. That's fake news.
Yeah.
All right, let's start with Mind Wipe because it's the first one I picked.
Hell yeah, that's me.
Oh,
You guys
this
know
is-
the drill for the mission. I got 2 Libertos.
Oh,
Mind
you-
layer ones.
I can't believe you paid for mimetism.
Yeah, of course. I love it.
You should. On this mission? Yeah.
And then for my core, it's going to be 2 diggers. Sorry.
Dozers on the
Two
mountain.
dozers.
All right. Sorry.
Gotta have those
Wait,
dozers,
Corvus
dude.
Belly, please.
2 dozers, 4 tractor mules.
Wait, what's the
No,
price?
2 dozers and no tractor.
What's the
mules.
price difference?
Just
Is it
dozers.
1 point? Man,
Took the acrolite cannon dozers. They're
imagine,
badass.
Bruce, you could have taken 2 rifle dozers
Yeah, I'm
and
good.
saved 2 points total.
2
And
points
cheated.
better.
You just
And we
cheat.
talked.
No
Didn't
one
you
will
guys
look
say
it
2
up.
points matters or some shit?
What?
So,
2 points matters.
Yeah.
For the rest of the core with the 2 diggers, it's a brawler multi-special advisor level 2 with sniper, brawler lieutenant, brawler doctor.
Like it.
You got McMurder,
Yep.
Murrow, and then Fiddler with 2 jackbots.
Yep.
Fiddler is there to fuck shit up.
Also, jackbots are great at defending things because you
Yes.
prone Fiddler on a roof or wherever safe, and
Yep.
then you put jackpots wherever
Yep.
to say fuck off. And she's got cunning plus; she doesn't care about
Yep.
being on the roof.
And so then I have the Zensha Hacker, the Hunzakut,
Yep.
Boarding Shotgun D-Charges, Forward Observer, Bounty Hunter, meh,
You had 12 points.
one come,
Only
DA,
one come.
Zuyon regen, and then another come with the Boarding Shotgun EMCC weapon. That's just because I reached my max. Right?
Some would say you were all out of cum.
You needed 5 points.
Yeah, you're at your max.
So, I'm not super happy with my order groups, but I'm happy with the models I have in them. I would probably want to move the Zuyong into, I don't know, probably Zuyong into Group 1, and then something else into Group 2, but I don't know what.
Yeah.
Probably one of the irregular orders, but I already have so many. That's the real problem I see with list building with this.
Yeah, it's hard.
Is I don't know if I have enough regular orders to get what I want done. Do I have a lot of very fun things to use? Yes.
Something worth mentioning is that your Zuyong and your Bounty Hunter, I guess, could duo.
They could.
I would also contend I might want my Zensha in the bigger order group.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially for the...
Because that's your Uber hacker.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard. It is a thing. You have all these great things, but you don't have regular orders to spend on them. Like, that is the thing with this army, not just your list.
So one of the things that I would do then probably is drop the more expensive Kum Biker and get something else. So, or like get a regular order, so like a flash bot or something.
You could even take like a Gulam